Yeah, baby. That's all I have to say is yeah, baby. So
Yes.
we got like a full house. So we'll start with Brittany.
My name's Brittany Arneson, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, is that not the group?
Not wrong group.
Different deal.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
But
well,
I mean, thank you for letting us know. This is a safe space, so we're glad you shared.
Brittany Arneson, I'm here to be on the show. Now, next person.
Hi, I'm Ali, Wash Up Radio Girl.
What? Really?
Girl?
Jesus, why
You think
me?
you're a girl? So you're a
God
woman.
told me to take the day off, and I didn't listen.
Yep.
I should have.
Oh, do you need me to introduce
Sure,
myself?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's your
yeah.
turn.
No, Rudy Pavich, also a washed-up radio person, and also an alcoholic. So, wow. We're in the...
Wow, we have a lot in
Also,
common.
Washed Up Radio Girl.
Yep.
You know, you don't even have to put in the girl or boy or person because everybody knows radio's washed up. So what's the difference?
There you go.
Yeah.
Except, of course, for the Hubbard stations. 'Cause
Correct.
They have enough money to support them. So
Correct.
That's a big difference.
It's your turn.
What for what?
Your introduction.
F off. Leave me alone.
You're probably right. You don't need it. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
when your
don't
name
need
is, if your show is the name, that's fine.
Just because my voice blends in so well with other humans.
This is Mr. Barnard.
Although when I was a kid, every time I called somewhere, they assumed I was black. Does my voice sound black to you? In a little way.
She didn't know how to answer.
And of course,
that
when I was a little
question.
kid, I kind of did this too. Yeah, I just called you today because I need some help with some stuff. You'd always whisper.
Sure.
I always whispered when I was a kid.
So I call it lazy mouth.
Yeah, it's lazy mouth. That's what it is.
My husband does it. Also, we were watching
does he?
something. We were watching Ted Lasso, and one of the women on there, she goes, what do you think? And it's like, you didn't open your mouth at all. What's going on?
There's a whole episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm about the quiet talker.
Oh, is that right?
It's my daughter does the same thing. I'm like, hey, what do you got going on today? I was thinking about probably going down.
Yeah.
Speak up!
Exactly.
I am speaking up, Dad. This is
Yeah.
how I talk.
Screaming at you, Dad.
Yeah.
It drives me insane. Yeah.
And she knows it.
Yeah.
And she leans into it.
It's all correct. So, what'd you guys do over the long weekend? I want to hear.
GoGo had her first birthday.
Oh, that's right. I saw the pictures.
And we didn't do much because her favorite thing ever is just when the dog looks at her. So I was like, why put a bunch of time and energy into this?
Right.
So I made a smash cake, and
What's that now?
it's just a cake you make. Well, you can buy it too, but you just let them have the whole cake, and they just get to destroy it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you the video. It's so funny.
Never seen
It's
one of
really,
those.
yeah, it's super cute. But the smash cake thing is newer because I had to
Oh,
ask
it is?
somebody too. of
Smash
all.
cake.
Yeah,
So now
basically to be
destroying
smashed.
food.
Yes.
Why would you want them to destroy food?
They just get their own because what they do,
but-
we don't want them to be
Yeah,
able to
but-
play with it. It's their first.
Because the adults want to eat cake too. That's the problem. Everybody wants to eat cake.
Oh, so everybody gets their own cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made
God.
side cake for everybody else. And I kind of
Excuse me.
ruined it though because I
Not
didn't
you.
want her to have full on frosting, so I tried to make it myself and did like a yogurt cream cheese blend, and it was all melty. But she dug it. She didn't go crazy, but she did this thing instead of using her hands, she just leaned in and took a bite out of it. So
This is why Brittany's in trouble because her daughter got a reaction from the entire crowd when she put her nose in the cake and gets a little frosting on her
yeah.
nose. Everyone
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
"Oh my God, that's cute!" And she realized it clicked in her mind. You can watch it click in her mind.
Yeah, it's bad.
And then she does it again to get the laugh, and I was like, "Uh oh."
Oh no, we're
yeah.
in huge. She's keeps doing that. You're spot on. Every time
Yeah.
she makes anyone laugh, she just does it
Oh, yeah.
again.
She's-
Oh, absolutely.
And we're in huge
You're
trouble.
in trouble. You have a daughter like you.
We're gonna steer her away from radio.
God.
We're gonna steer her into.
Now I got to work with her in like 20 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, look who's here. That's great. It's GoGo.
Just keep
Great. How you doing,
replacing
GoGo?
me with my spawn. I love it.
I actually, my daughter may never talk to me again because I introduced her 7-year-old daughter. Her birthday was on,
26th,
Friday?
yeah.
26, yeah, whatever the 26 was.
Yeah, Friday.
I forgot. But we took her to dinner, and they didn't have cake. So I said, you don't want cake anyway. So I introduced her to Bananas Foster.
Oh.
My daughter now hates my guts because that's all she asks for every day. Can we have Bananas Foster again today?
No, you get Bananas Foster about every 10 years.
That's
You get
about
it,
it,
on
yeah.
a cruise ship on a Friday. On
That's
the last day, they come out. Da, 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 da.
She well, first of all, because she's 7 now, she's much wiser. So she orders like key lime pie. And I said, honey, you're not going to like key lime pie.
Yeah.
Because children's taste buds are so sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, it's not going to work for you. Maybe when you get older.
Yeah.
She took one bite and said, ugh.
I know, right?
So then I said, the bananas Foster, and now Alex hates me.
Yeah, because it's not something you can casually make.
Don't you? Isn't that on fire? Like, don't they put bananas
Yes,
Foster
yes.
on fire?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
do this, too. They go, so the flame goes way high. It's really cool, actually. We had a great time. You know what's so great, though? Because there's a 1.5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old.
I can't believe
So they
she's
said, here's your room, and shut the doors. It was great. We had our own little room so they could make as much noise as they wanted.
And they like
Oh,
put a
that's
tarp
perfect.
down.
Oh, they definitely made some noise, too, I'll tell you that. They should have put a tarp
I
down.
know.
The sweetest thing, though, and I'm not going to say where I was or whatever, but actually, we had the sweetest person serving us, right? And I got to be honest with you, because my mother was a diner waitress for
Yeah.
53 years. I like waitress or waiter better than server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that server thing they got going out. I'm serving you.
Yeah.
Oh, am I?
I think, okay, I agree. When I was a server, we just called ourselves servers.
Yeah, right.
Can we just do waiter? Can I just be a
Waiter.
waiter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
waiter.
Like, I'm sick of having to figure out because waitress sounds like I'm playing the part of a waiter. I don't know why. It sounds silly.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flight
Yeah.
attendant, get rid of that too.
Yeah.
What is it now?
I want stewardess or steward.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stewardess. It used to be stewardess. I remember that. No question about it. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to tell you one thing. My brother Tony told me about this show. It was called, maybe you guys have seen it. It just came out, I think, about a month ago, and now it's finally on streaming.
Okay.
It's called, A Small Light? Yeah, it's called A Small Light. It's a story of Meep, and Meep was the friend of Anne Frank and her
Oh,
family.
wow.
Oh my God, is that show good? This
Okay.
woman, her name is like Billy Boulay, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you know Billy Boulay?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
God, so that's how you say her name? Mm-hmm. She is incredibly good in that show.
Oh, she's great. She's in a bunch of stuff.
She's brilliant.
Yeah, she's in the Diary of a Teenage Girl, and then she was in King of Staten Island. She's been in a bunch of stuff lately. She's so beautiful.
Leaf Schreiber's in this too, huh?
Lee Schreiber's in it. Yeah, there are a lot of people. Oh, I'm telling you, the acting is just phenomenal in this show.
Is it a series or a movie?
It's a series, eight-part series.
Okay.
But I haven't found any of it funny so far. Yeah.
You're waiting for the
They're
big laugh.
waiting for the big build-up at the end.
Yeah.
Big build-up. Boo-hoo.
Surprise!
Yeah.
There is a
Surprise, the
joke.
Nazis are here. But
It's on
honest-
Hulu, though?
It is on Hulu,
Yeah.
yep. Hulu and somewhere else, but I can't remember. But yeah, we're watching it on Hulu.
Cool.
I honestly, because I don't usually like really depressing shows, but they're doing such a brilliant job of presenting it. You don't get depressed, you get pissed off because people would treat each other that way.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is, without the gas chambers, thank God, we're back in that mode where let's just treat everyone like shit. What is that now?
I don't know.
Do you get that? Why is everybody so mean to everybody else? I just don't understand what the upside. Why don't you be pleasant? First of all, would you give anybody the even idea that you were pissed off at them? I wouldn't give you the time of day.
Am I in my car, Tom?
Well, yeah, by yourself, then you're fine to go. But I would never admit to someone that I hate you or I'm talking to both of you.
Oh,
You've got so many
yeah.
tells. You
What
have so
tell?
many
Like
tells.
what?
Like what?
Get away from me or I'll kill you, that one?
You
Is
get
that a tell?
real when Tom gets real quiet.
Oh, yeah,
there's a
that's true.
Real problem.
Oh, so you're like me.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
if I
Allie's
get
the
real
same
quiet.
way.
Yeah.
Allie shuts down, but you guys shut down. Yours is
Yeah, if I get
you
really
guys
quiet,
actually
that's
are
not
very
good.
similar. That's so funny. I've never thought about that until you guys are sitting next to each other. You both shut down.
Because I don't know what to say. Like, I'm so mad.
There's
you know
only,
what I mean?
There are 2 times when I shut down completely.
Yeah.
One is because I'm so pissed off I don't want to talk to anybody, and the other is that Brittany won't stop talking anyway. So I got no room to talk.
So all the time.
So it's
She
just
doesn't
like all
know
the
that you're
time.
shutting down.
No, she has no idea that
Yeah,
I'm shutting
yeah,
down
yeah.
because. And here's another thing.
That is another
What are
thing.
you drinking, by the way?
Black coffee.
And you brought some for everyone?
I asked, and I've already asked you a million times.
I don't think I heard a word on the way
Okay,
in this
look
morning.
at our
No,
last
it's funny.
text. I ask you every time, and you always go, "No thanks," because you are Mr. Diet Pepsi.
I thought you were bringing your dogs in today. What happened to
No,
that?
I told you the dates I'm bringing
What?
them.
Oh, it's different?
You can bring your dogs then, and you didn't bring them
Canine
in
Inspired
today?
Change asked me to volunteer,
Aw.
and it's just down the street at 11 a.m., so I'm going to bring...
Wait a minute. Did you just say canine inspired change?
Yeah,
I
my
gotta go
dog was
home.
also a part of the group.
I just can't. I got to go
God.
home.
It's a fun volunteer
Rudy,
thing.
let's go. Let's just leave.
I know.
Therapy dogs.
I know. Well,
I need therapy.
I actually
Good.
have to leave earlier because my group, Cats for Climate,
Cats for Climate.
Meeting
They
later
got
today.
They got it dialed in, Rudy. I've met with them already.
Hey, stop it right now.
Social justice warrior canines. Oh my God.
All it
Is
is...
that unbelievable?
guys
It's a dog, for Christ's sake.
No, let me tell you what it is. So it's like therapy groups for, we've had disabled kids that are struggling in school, and you just do these confidence courses with them.
Adults with brain injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just have your dogs go to these courses with these people that are lacking in confidence or just kind of want to boost. And so it's like a class that you do with kiddos or adults.
You can actually see like a change in them afterwards.
But it's not
pretty
like we're
cool.
out
For
there
the better
like
or worse?
Usually for the better. It depends on
good.
like which dog they get. If they got my dog, it was like
Depends.
really varied.
they're wearing a hat.
It's really interesting about that came up today because my brother came over and visited me over the weekend.
Oh, really?
And we get, every time I get together with any member of my family, we get in an argument. That
course.
just happens every damn time.
Of course.
And you just realize, and Catherine said after he had left for the night, she said, it's so amazing to watch you around a member of your family because you change completely. There's this deep sadness and sorrow that just comes flooding out. Isn't that sad you have to avoid your... And I don't
Wow.
avoid my family, but I just... And they feel the same way I do. It's not that they make me feel that way. We all kind of...
I think it's like triggers. Like you have all these experiences with them, and they're all from your childhood that you remember, and that's how you are familiar with them as a child versus the adult version of them.
It's how you related to them, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like you revert back to that. I mean, my mom, I hang out with my mom all the time. All of a sudden, I am a little more helpless around my mom. I'm like, will you cut this?
I did think of something very funny that happened, that although I didn't know was funny, and I did laugh at the time, but then looking at life later, so my sister Bobby, who was a very funny person, I haven't seen her in years now, unfortunately, and that's part of the deal, too. I don't see a couple members of my family at all anymore and haven't for 2 decades because it's just too painful, right?
That blows my mind.
Oh, it's. I'm telling you, you don't want to mess with somebody whose family's in that deal because, But I'll never forget, they came and took my father away in a straitjacket. They took him to the institution, and he was institutionalized because of mental illness for quite some time. But I'll never forget that because my dad is having a fit, and they're putting him in a straitjacket to put him on the gurney to take him away. And we're all watching this. Everybody's home, and he's just screaming and yelling, and they're holding him down and blah, blah, blah. So now picture this, your own father screaming and yelling. They're wheeling him out of the house on a gurney. They're taking him to the mental institution. And my sister Bobby, who's 7 years older than me, looks at me and goes, Tommy, I think they think that our dad is nuts. Now, see, that's why I got into this business. It was probably that very day at 7 years old, I went, hey, I wouldn't mind making a living up at being a wise ass like that.
Okay, at that point, did you know your dad? Did you know he was unwell, or did you still want your dad to love you both things?
That was never going to happen.
Yeah.
My father and I never got along. I think there was one time we got along in all the years that I was around him.
What was going on? What was happening when you guys got along?
I must have lent him money or something. That's what I'm thinking. I was 8 years old and he needed some cash.
I can see
one
that.
of those deals.
I can't believe they had you watch that. Like no one put you in a room or something to watch.
I
Watch
understand.
TV, listen to the radio.
But we all just stood there and watched it happen.
Wow.
And it was weird.
That's mind blowing.
I will tell you, that was very, very weird. But, there were funny times because my mother's side of the family, that's where everybody got killed. My three uncles got killed, all relatives of hers. And on my father's side was the mental illness deal. So it was quite the growing up. You can see why I got a little bit of an edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't imagine somebody. I mean, the progression that you had of this guy's supposed to take care of me, this guy's supposed to you feel safe space, to then to a point of watching that person be taken away and go, yep, this is what needs to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
There's a progression there that is like a continuous breaking down of a brick, and that's just crazy to think about.
7 years old, I looked at the ceiling and went, "Thank you, God." No, I didn't.
You said, "Hey, you guys are putting that coat on backwards."
Yeah. Hey, the arms are supposed to go all the way around his body.
Is my dad Houdini? What?
Yeah. He's gonna do a magic trick.
Looking around all excited.
Phenomenal.
What's he gonna come out of?
So, I mean, this is what I'm saying. All these people that love to be angry and piss and moan and all the rest of it, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because you know what it did for me? It made me aspire to be entertaining, to be nice to people, try to be, tell jokes and all that stuff. That's what triggered this whole deal. Because something always triggered. I don't care if it's radio, television, acting, whatever it is. Something triggered you getting into that.
Yeah.
In your life.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no doubt about it.
It's funny you say that, Tom.
True.
Because when I took acting classes back at the Children's Theater when I was 8, no big deal.
Oh.
No big deal, man.
Downtown Minneapolis, my mom drove me every Saturday.
Sure.
So there's another story about that. But they told us, one of my teachers told us, she goes, a lot of you are here because you have daddy issues.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
At the Children's Theater?
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, you guys all want attention because you're lacking it in your
Yep.
home life. And I was like,
I'm pointing to 3 people and now 4 people.
Yeah.
That's all true.
yeah. And I was like,
It is.
my dad left home when I was 2.
Yeah. I made a comment this past
That's
weekend
4 of
about
us.
it, about the fact that the reason why I love to act and I love to be, because I can be anybody else
You're not
but
me.
me.
That's right.
Because if I have to be me, it's wrong. Everything I do is completely backwards. It's being told that even the music that I listened to when I was 12, it was like, I remember my dad snapping one of my CDs one time and throwing it out into the yard. And it was like, at that point in time, you're just told everything you do is bad. So you're like, oh, wait, if I'm a pirate, I don't have to be me? Give me that
There you go.
goddamn swashbuckle. Let's do this.
that's
I
it.
get it now, yes.
And you're
absolutely.
like, Dad, please buy me a new Snow CD.
Yeah, come on.
I love the
go.
performer.
Snow Patrol.
Farmer.
Let's go, man. That's all I have to say. So look at all things that people learned. Have a little tolerance for people. Not everybody had the Whispering Acres candy-ass life that you grew up in. Mm-hmm. That's the part that pisses me off the most when, like, well-to-do people are telling us how we should live our lives. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
You've never been through a rough patch in your damn life, but you're going to tell me how to live?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Honestly, Tom, now that you've shared that with us, thank you. The Rubik's Cube of Tom is starting to, click in the
Oh,
comments.
yeah.
Starting
Starting
to,
to
line up
make
a little
sense
bit
now,
more.
isn't
The
it?
more Tom tells me about things, I always go, yep, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
translates to A, or that translates to B. Like, that makes
Checks
sense.
out.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And the protection part is the bad part.
Yeah, and I also, I'm not saying I'm saying this from a really good place.
Oh, here
And
we go.
she'll say the same thing to me.
Tom, you're an asshole.
No, I won't, because this only applies to Tom.
Oh, no.
This is why
told you.
it bugs you so much if your kids aren't getting along because you,
It drives me nuts.
yeah,
Yep.
because
I
you see the
insist.
progression of that. And they when I say they don't get along, they might have like a little teeny argument. Your kids they love each other. So I don't mean this by any means.
No, I
but
understand what you're saying.
now I see you go, yeah, I have trouble being around my siblings because I revert back to this. And then when you see them fight, you go,
it's tough,
oh,
yeah.
God. And that's why I'm always
Yep.
like, why are you so, let them argue a little bit. Like, I argue
hate
more
it.
with Rudy than I do that Andy and Alex argue.
Mm-hmm. Probably true.
It's fine. But it's interesting. You saying that, I go, and then I didn't know if I should say it, but I was like, God, it makes so much sense that
Oh,
it
yeah.
bugs you when your family isn't like, if they even have a teeny bit of, pass me the pepper, let me have it first, knock it off.
Yeah.
I know we got to go to break here, but do you think that the only way, because I was talking to several people over the weekend, very, very smart people, some of them, don't you think we're going to have some leadership that steps up and says, look, we are not all alike. We're never going to be all alike.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you show respect for people who aren't like you instead of hating them automatically? I don't think we're going to get around this unless we ever come together and say, look, you had your life, I had my life. Settle down.
Yeah, I think that's the new political game. I think
It
the
is.
political
Oh, no
game
doubt.
is just separating people.
Yep. Make
Yeah.
money, a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
A lot of money making off of people's misery. It's always been that way. It is what it is. We got to take a break here. Be right back, though. There's a bunch of stuff coming up this morning. And I want to think about this during the break. Rudy, did you ever work with Mark, what the hell's his name? Oh, Mark Norman?
I've never worked with Mark, but I've been around him a little bit, yeah.
He's brilliant.
He's hilarious. He's one of the funniest. In fact, I was just listening to his podcast this weekend doing some yard work. He is very, very funny. Yeah.
He is very funny, and he's got an edge like you would. He goes after everybody.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
He's very funny, though.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that if I have nothing to listen to, I will just put on his first record.
Yep.
Like him, Dave Attell. There's just a few people out there. Caroline Ray's first album.
Right.
I'll sit and listen to those over. I've heard them probably 100 times each, and they just get better every time I listen to them.
Throw a little Richard Pryor in there for me.
Ooh, I heard some Richard Pryor this week, and I wanted to play for you off air. I couldn't.
And you know it's good.
I could not believe it was 1971. I could not believe what I was listening to. I was blown.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And not only what he was saying, but the fact that people were laughing at it. I mean, just freely throwing out the F word. And I'm not talking about the other. I'm talking about the gay slang where throwing it out. And and people rolling in the aisles. I was like, you would be canceled in a heartbeat if you did that today.
What Pryor was trying to do is take words like, and the word he used was fag. Mm-hmm. That's just for people who might not know what we're talking about. People like Richard Pryor and several other comedians, and Pryor particularly, beat words, including the big N, into the ground. Sure. So you're going to get sick of me or anybody saying this. So then all these words will have no hurtful meaning anymore. That was his goal. Now, it didn't work, but
yeah,
I assume he had some fun doing it anyway. So
yeah.
Definitely got a reaction.
Oh, he got a reaction. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was the best of all time.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching the MyPillow 2.0. When Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. Now, nearly 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, now with brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread. The MyPillow 2.0 is the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you will ever own. I will say that Brittany's a cool pillow, okay?
Cooler than both sides of that pillow.
Boy, what a...
Do you know how they say the other side? But in that case, it's cool on both sides.
Yeah, no, I get it. That was good.
Just look away.
Getting it, but...
All right, I got to get back to the commercial now.
Get back to the commercial. We got...
Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news in the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one free offer with promo code TOM. MyPillow 2.0 with its temperature-regulating technology is 100% made in the USA. Comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Enter promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146 to get your MyPillow 2.0s right now.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. You know, I've got to say, I'm feeling fantastic. As you may have heard, I've been following the fat loss program at mnfatloss.com, and I've lost right about 23 pounds so far. I've been following the program for about 4 weeks now, a little over that, somewhere in there. And I can tell you it feels great to be going into summer having lost the weight in just a few weeks' time. You will absolutely be able to lose weight like I've done and still enjoy the foods you love this summer. That's a huge part of it. Yeah, to be able to enjoy your summer is huge. I'm eating my favorite grilled steak and chicken, along with fresh vegetables and berries, drinking lots of water. No wonder I feel great. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, just like I'm doing, that's about a pound of fat every day, by the way, no exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. Results may vary. Be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan. I hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw & Bryant.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
What's up, man? Remember when radio people
that
said,
intro.
"What's up, man?"
Hey dudes.
Yeah, hey dudes. That's another good one.
Buckle up, babies.
Hey dudes.
Nope, mine doesn't work.
Yeah, that sucked. That was really bad.
Guys, I'm not good at being like, ugh.
Strap in and get ready for the ride.
That sounds like you're about to have sex with me with a synthetic penis, the way that you said that. Strap in.
Hey, way to go, Rudy. You walk in and start talking about prior smoking the pole. Now that's all they'll talk about.
Yep.
That's
Thanks a
obviously-
lot.
Yep.
We got peen on the brain.
You got peen on the brain.
Strap-ons on the brain.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa, that's not where you put it, Allie.
Whoa, wait, what?
In your brain?
Yeah.
You could. It'll all work out in the end. You were just talking about TikTok and how they should get rid of it and all that.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at you when I said what I said. You were looking down.
Well,
though.
Montana, I think, was it Montana, the state that just banned it?
Banned what?
TikTok.
I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
But
Yeah.
I feel like
Yep,
that's
you're
one
right.
of those headlines because I don't really think. Well, the
It's
funny
not
thing
gonna
about
hold.
Well, the funny thing about Montana is they're like, don't tell us what to do, and then they're like, we're banning an app. But I found this article. It's in your Tom's News story. I can start it off for you. Gen Zs are.
Oh, so you don't want me to do the article I was going to do? I should do your article?
I didn't know. I thought you were referencing the one I sent you.
No, don't worry about me.
No, do the one.
Nope, too late. What? Okay, what do you got?
Gen Z teens are so unruly in malls, fed by their TikTok addition that a growing number are requiring chaperones and supervision.
First off, people are going to the mall.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
Shocking.
I'm shocked.
Do you know how weird the Eden Prairie Mall is? We have paintball in the mall.
Oh, weird.
And then we have a virtual reality thing. I'm like, are we selling anything here, or is it just now wild?
The Eden Prairie Mall used to be the coolest mall because they filmed Mallrats there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that film, Rudy?
Oh, I lived that film.
Oh, I
yes.
loved that movie. And like there was just like that mall culture then. You know, like when you didn't have anything to do, you went to the mall.
Yep.
You go to One Potato 2, you'd wait for hot guys outside of Express.
Hit up Annie's if you had some cash.
Yep, you go to Spencer's, play with all the stuff, never buy a thing.
No.
Yep, maybe steal some earrings from Claire's. I didn't do it. I saw people do it. Okay.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah, the mall was the place to go and hang out for hours without parental, I don't know, supervision.
Now it's Valley Fair.
Yeah.
Send
No,
your
but
kids
it's
there.
not anymore.
So sad. No, it's nobody there. Matter of fact, one of my family members told me they went to Southdale over the weekend.
Yeah.
There was no one there.
Southdale was the first indoor mall.
Yeah, and
It
now
was, yeah.
and-
Yep.
yeah. I was there the other day to look for a pair of shoes, and the only place I would go buy them was shut down. I was like, how can you get people in your mall when you have nothing in the mall to come shop for?
Yeah, I know, it's sad.
And Eden Prairie's done a good job of, like, so they added Shields recently, and that gets people to Shields, but you use it as its own destination. You just go to Shields, and then you leave. You don't go walk around the mall after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a last summer with the baby. I did a lot of mall walking, and it is bleak.
It's really bleak. As a matter of fact, but I've been through this already, you know. I still believe it's the mall, of course, for North Minneapolis was Brooklyn Park, or Brooklyn Center Mall, right? First one to ever be torn down in America.
Oh.
I think that's hilarious.
Wow.
Let's put one between North Minneapolis and Brooklyn Park or Brooklyn Center and watch it just burn to the ground. It's just sad.
We spent our lives at Mall of America. That's what we did.
Oh, did you?
We'd get dropped off. And so here was the thing, though. So you know how they had the four corners? If you left the main mall area after a certain part, it was like 8 p.m., you had to be 16 plus. They had an officer on every four corner.
Oh, yeah. They'd like wait outside of Macy's and just stare at me and my 15-year-old friends. Oh, yeah.
And so the key is after a certain part, you couldn't go in those four corners. So you just lived in like the center, like the rotunda. You had safe spaces under, and then as soon as an officer would you're like, all right, we're done for the day. But
I did get reprimanded one time. I was on the 4th floor. And I was 15. Past.
No, it's on the 4th floor.
That's where Rick Bronson's and
the comedy place.
There was like Hooters there.
There used to be like clubs. Like, wasn't there like a Gators or something?
There was something I used to do a commercial for. It was like Cantina
Laredo?
Yes, yes.
And
there were bars there though. It was popping.
It was. Matter of fact, my brother Troy was a bartender at the Ultimate Sports Bar? I think it was called.
The All-American Sports Bar.
All-American Sports Bar. Yeah. Troy was. My favorite story is this guy comes in what is it called? The Ultimate Sports Bar.
I think it was either the Great American Sports Bar or the All-American Sports Bar. One of the two.
It was one of those deals. So Troy's at the bar, and this guy comes in. He sits down. He goes, "Hi, my name is Tom, and I want you to know that." I do the morning show on KQRS, and I never pay for my drinks, so I'll plug them for you in the morning. There's no problem there. So I said, my brother goes, well, what do you want? He goes, give me this, blah, blah, blah. And he orders a very expensive drink, of course, because if he's going to rip the place off, he's going to do that. So Troy brings the drink to him, and before he gives him the drink, he looks at me and goes, Tom, you don't look the same as I've always known you. And the guy goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, I'm Tom Bernard's brother, and you don't look a whole hell of a lot like my brother.
That's so. Think of how often this.
How stupid is that?
Well, how often does this guy do this?
Oh, he was probably running that scheme for a while.
Oh yeah. Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
If I'm sure people tell other people in bars, restaurants, they're you.
I don't think they tell them they're me because they're not going to get very far, but I have been telling people I'm you, and it's been working out
it's going to be a problem. Tom, I didn't know your hair was so long.
I only got punched in the face once for it.
I guess you could do that, though, back in the 90s because you didn't have pictures of you everywhere.
No, nobody knew what I looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, I should mention one thing. Over the weekend, I'm bringing a couple of people on to talk about because, man, I had a ton of people come up because people know what I look like because of those billboards, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although my brother Tony told me everybody thinks that's him.
Oh, really?
So that's great.
That's really funny.
Yes, they put my brother's picture up there and said,
why not?
But I just, I forgot what I was going to say now. But it doesn't
a
matter.
bunch of people over the weekend came up to you.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, nobody for years ever recognized me because I didn't go out in public and I didn't, do any of that stuff. But particularly like young men came over and said hello. Young women and young men, and by young I'm talking about anywhere from like 25 or 20 to 35 or 40 or something.
Yeah.
Right? Which didn't used to happen. They would never. But again, nobody ever said hello to me because they don't. But I was very, very pleasant. They were very fired up. They're big listeners to the show, and so I wanted to thank all of you because that was terrific to talk to all of you. It was very nice.
That's cool, yeah.
It's so cool. I got a bunch of calls this weekend because it was GoGo's birthday and my birthday this week, and so I got a bunch of calls. You know what they kept saying? They go, "I'm having so much fun listening to the show, but I also love those video clips you guys keep putting up."
Oh yeah.
And that never happens to me. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, thanks. It happens so often. They're like, oh, I just have so much fun seeing those little clips and whatever. I just think, I don't know. This show's fun.
Good job, Rudy.
I know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I never give him credit.
No,
It's all Rudy.
All Rudy.
That the management over at Hubbard told me, Tom, I don't care that you've been in the market for your whole life, blah blah blah. It's going to take several months to build the show. That's just how it is. And I said, but I'm not patient enough to do that.
Yeah.
But
No
it
one
is.
is. No one is.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody. You were very, very kind. Not one person has threatened me, so that was good.
Brian wrote in and said original sports bar, that arcade was epic.
It was, yeah.
And then Aaron wrote in and said they also filmed Drop Dead Gorgeous in the EP Mall, but called it Mall of America, which I forgot about that.
Oh, Eden Prairie, and they called it Mall of America.
And
Ooh.
Drop Dead Gorgeous was so good.
Such a great film.
Amber, go buy me some smokes. That was her mom lived in a trailer park, and it was so funny.
Would you guys please find me a movie to watch now? Because I cannot find one movie that I give a rat's ass about.
I watched a show this weekend.
Shows are different, though. I like shows.
I know, but you would hate this because you hate Seth Rogen.
Oh, he's so unfunny human being. It's unbelievable.
You hate his laugh so much. I know. It's like a bad sign when I'm like, I know Tom would hate this, but it was there was funny enough parts in it that like me and Justin were laughing so hard.
Good. What's the movie?
Platonic. It's a TV show.
Oh, I watched
that. It's a TV show.
Yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes, and we were laughing so hard. There's a part where she's walking through this retirement home and looking at it to buy for her home. And at one point, one of the cupboards just opens and he goes, "Oh my God," thinking it's a ghost. We were laughing so hard at that because it was just like a build-up. It's not like it's one of those shows that a lot of it is kind of just setting up and talking, and then once in a while there's just funny lines. But I think you would never get over his laugh because every time I heard it, I go, Tom would hate it.
It is funny though. But those two were in a movie before called Neighbors with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
So their chemistry's good. Their chemistry's really good.
So good.
Yeah. That's a great show.
And she's like this. Okay, they're like friends from the past. Now she's a super put together mom of 3. And
Boring.
Boring. And then he comes back into her world, and they're just chaotic. And they made it really clear in interviews. They're like, "Don't worry. This is not a story about cheating. This is a story about a man and a woman who are friends. You don't have to have that feeling of, are they going to hook up? It's like, this is platonic." That's why we named it Platonic.
But I still have that feeling that they're going to hook up when I watch it.
That's why I was very thankful that I saw that interview, because now I throw that out the window, and it just reminds me of like my guy friends where I go, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kristyn, we don't have any time for you anymore. They just ate it all up, so, what are we going to do? What's up, sister?
Hey, everyone. How are you?
We're trying to find, because my brother Tony told me about the show called A Small Light, which we're watching, which is brilliant, but it's very dramatic and very sad. So I need to find a comedy to watch. And they're telling me about, it's called Platonic, you said?
Yeah, again.
But I couldn't do it.
He can't handle Seth Rogen's laugh.
So then I
Tom
can't do it.
hates it. He's so triggered by it. So.
Oh, it's just so annoying.
I
what
love
a phone.
Seth, honestly.
Do you really?
I've interviewed him a few times, and he's actually really sweet.
Did you see Platonic at all?
I did. Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, I thought it was funny, too. Again, it's not like slapstick. It's just has these random jokes in there, are relatable moments where you go, yeah, I have friends from my past that when they come back in, chaos ensues.
It's perfect.
Chaos
well, it's interesting, too.
Listen to you. Jesus. Sorry. Go ahead, Kristyn.
No worries. I just was going to say, we've just wrapped up the 2022-2023 television season. And what they were just like measuring out all the trends of kind of what happened this year. I think one of the most interesting things is that comedy is making a comeback, particularly on broadcast. So they're seeing shows like Abbott Elementary, The Connors, they're all seeing increases in ratings. So I think hopefully that's a trend of what we will see not only on broadcast, but also in terms of streaming once this writer's strike is over. But I think that's, things are cyclical, and we've been in a major kind of like drama cycle right now. But I'm kind of excited to see what happens next with comedies.
I will tell you what, that Abbott Elementary is a damn good show. And that principal is the biggest, was it Juliet, what the hell's her name? I can't remember the actor's name, but
I can't either, but she's so funny.
She's brilliant on that show. She is such a pain in the ass. It's unbelievable.
She would be the worst to work with.
Oh, God,
yes.
Hilarious. She does good stand-up, actually, because she came on.
I just love that the principal has like 16 side hustles on the show.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
I love that.
She does. It's true.
Because that's true.
She was pretty good, though. She followed Mark Norman, as a matter of fact, on stage, and she was good.
Yeah, she is. In fact, I'm wearing the T-shirt of the Comedy Vault. She was just there last weekend at Batavia.
Wow.
Yeah, a friend of mine who runs that place was like, "You have to see her. She's so funny."
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Speaking of television shows, Kristyn, did you watch Barry? Did you watch the ending of it?
I did not, because I was at the Shania Twain concert.
Okay.
Oh, well.
That's fair.
Oh, well, that don't impress me much.
That's why.
Yes,
Hey, look up.
Same here.
Did you
Didn't
watch
impress me much,
Did
the
you watch?
concert.
Did you watch Barry at all? Did you see the series?
I did. I just haven't caught up on the
Okay.
last couple of episodes.
All right.
I had to work yesterday. I was actually working on Memorial Day, so I have not caught up on the finale. And same with Succession. So I'm like,
You're gonna love Succession. Like, I don't know what to do with my life now that Succession is over, you guys.
Well,
you know when you are obsessed with a show and like then it ends and it's so great, but then you're like, now what?
My husband was all like, "Oh yeah, Succession finale's here. It's finale's here." I go, "Justin, we are so many episodes behind. I don't know why you're acting like we get to watch it. Like we're still hardcore in it.
It
Like,
doesn't matter.
We have 4 episodes until we get there.
That's easy.
I thought you were like seasons behind.
Yeah.
No, but like we watch one every 2 weeks.
Oh, it's so good. Do you watch that show, Tom? No.
No.
Succession?
Isn't it about rich people
Yeah.
being a pain in the ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Okay.
I'm good.
He's like, that is a hard no. It's going to be an interesting time for HBO, though, because a lot of people, and I saw this kind of commentary after both Barry and Succession wrapped up, because that was their series finale. People are like, I think I'm good. I'm actually canceling my subscription for now. So we'll see what happens and whether people are actually tuning in. I will probably keep my HBO for a while, because And Just Like That comes back, which is like the most unhinged revival of Sex in the City. And it's a train wreck, and I love watching it.
Are you a hate watcher? Because that's where I'm at.
I'm
with
a hate
it.
watcher.
Yeah.
I'm a hate watcher. I cannot wait to see like what happens with Shay, whom everyone hated. For comedy concerts, I was like, when is stand-up comedy called a comedy concert?
And Shay, their stand-up is all about just like life lessons that they think that everyone needs to know, and it's absolutely you, Tom, you would die. There's this character named Shay, or Shay. Am I saying it right? Shay. I know it's CHE, and
so Che Guevara.
Yeah, they go up there.
Michael Che.
They go up there and they will be like, you know what? There's no difference between me and you, and then everyone's like, and we're like, what? Why? This is a comedy.
What?
It's like a
So
bad
unhinged.
Seinfeld
It's
spinoff.
Yeah, it's so it's not even that. It's like God, it's like Free to Be You and Me, but it's supposed to be stand-up comedy, and it's so wild. It's like
And she's involved with Miranda, who was always like the most uptight character. And they had like, some of the scenes last year when they're sitting there hooking up in the kitchen while Carrie, who just had a hip operation, is like going, I have to pee. Was like,
also, Carrie pee in the bed, big deal. She makes such a big deal about it. I don't know. I'm hoping this season at least is a little more fun, but it's just
what
like,
show is this?
This
now?
is the Sex and the City spinoff that they made a TV show.
So it's
of.
like they're old and they forgot Samantha.
Well, they also made it like being in your 50s is like you were 85 to like 95, which was really weird. Because I think, to me, I still think people who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s are still young and thriving. So it's one of those situations that they just made it like everyone should be like in a walker at that point.
I'm pretty sure Lori from the other station I work at My Talk has way more sex than I'll ever have. And she informs us constantly. So she was pretty pissed off when they're like, well, now that we're 50, we don't have sex anymore. She's like, excuse me?
Well, I was going to say, Kristyn, you're in LA too, right? Kristyn, you're in LA too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am.
I mean, in LA, like 50-year-olds are like 30-year-olds, you know?
Oh, exactly. You can't tell how old anyone is because everybody has the same Botox face.
Yeah. You all look alike.
We do, yeah. And I mean, the plastic surgery starts younger and younger, so there you go.
What else we got coming up? Anything good?
No.
Because of the writer's strike.
This week, honestly, and I'm not kidding, this week is very light because it is officially the end. May 31st is the cutoff for Emmys, which officially ends the 2022-2023 television season. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see a lot of unscripted reality shows debut this week. You know, your Lego Masters, your America's Got Talent. There's a Duggar documentary that's coming out on Amazon Prime this week. Very, very light on scripted. CW has a couple of shows. But honestly, this is the time, if you have your list of shows that you're like, I'm dying to watch, if you haven't watched like Love and Death, if you haven't caught up on The Good Place, Tom, or anything else like that, this is the week to honestly sort of catch up, because we are going to see a huge summer of unscripted shows coming our way, unfortunately, because this writer's strike is in week 5. The Directors Guild are very far on their negotiations, and their contract officially ends June 30th. And you've got the Screen Actors Guild just behind them. They'll start negotiations June 7th.
Is one of their arguing points most of the stuff you write's horse shit? Because that's what I would argue with them. It's like, you want some more money? Well, write better stuff.
But there's plenty on TV. There's so much that you haven't seen. And I know that you haven't finished. So this is your opportunity to sort of catch up on that. I mean, this week is literally like beat Shazam. Are you going to watch America's Got Talent? You're not.
No.
So you're going to sit there and go through your queue.
Yeah, that's what Catherine and I do. We kind of go through the queue and we just go. There's some great things on television.
There's so many good things. And I really think, like, kind of like looking at what happened with this television season, there's great things to come. Football is, of course, the #1 show of the year. Yay. But right behind that is Yellowstone. So we're starting to see the streamers really get up there in the ratings. CBS, all of their procedurals, all of the Chicago procedurals, those are the shows that are still drawing the viewers. So everyone's going to have to kind of like go back and see like what else they can be innovative with, since there is time with the writer's strike. Hopefully people are generating ideas while they're on the picket line.
So people are trying to like load up on reality shows right now in Hollywood, basically, because they don't have writers. So like
ABC fall schedule is completely unscripted.
God.
So 100%, except for on Wednesday nights, they are doing the Abbott Elementary repeats. That's it. So we won't see any new scripted series on ABC until mid-season, which will be January.
Tom, what reality show would you do?
A reality show?
Yeah, if you had you gun to your head, what reality show would you
we've got Real World.
Dancing with the Stars.
Ooh, 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, no. How about the cooking one? What if you did Top Chef? Like,
Chopped.
Nope.
Chopped. How about
You can be a husband on like Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Oh, I would watch Catherine.
Real Housewives of Edina.
I would watch Catherine on Real Housewives.
That would be so good.
You wouldn't be the husband. Come on. Be a supportive husband.
What?
You'd be the cool husband that all the other wives wanted to be their husband.
And also, you'd be like, buzz off and then go sit and watch TV.
Yeah, he would
It'd be
walk into the
so
frame.
funny.
I mean, Tom, you could totally be Ken Todd and be like, I heard that that Raquel was in the hot tub with Scandal.
I can't believe that Raquel slept over.
It was in the hot tub.
Tom, you wouldn't pick one reality show that you
I've
would
never
be on.
watched one, so I didn't even know what to pick.
You wouldn't try to cook?
Beat Shazam.
It'd be amazing to watch you on Chopped.
Beat Shazam. Somebody on Beat Shazam.
That don't impress me.
Jesus, that's all I need.
Stars.
No, I don't watch those shows, so I don't know anything about any of them.
Well, Dancing with the Stars, you'd have to rehearse and dance.
Yeah.
Undercover Boss. Yes! Undercover Boss!
Oh my gosh.
You could sit in here with a beard and I'd act like I didn't know it was you.
You know what we got to do, Rudy, next time? We have these two in studio. We have to convince them their mics are on. They don't have to yell. Honestly, got the whole show so far. Oh, my God! It's like, Jesus, would you calm down?
Okay, you're going to
get
go.
excited.
That's it. You can come in. No, he has to do Real Housewives. Like, come on in and be like, calm down.
I know.
Jesus. So they get all whipped up.
I know. Below deck, you can go
Oh, rent
on
a
a
yacht.
vacation.
I've never heard of any of these shows even. I got
Then
no idea.
trust us. Trust us. We're here for your own good.
Oh, Below Deck, you'd be so good on that, Tom. All you have to do is just be on a cruise ship with your family and eat food.
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Request something ridiculous. Be like, I won't eat it until I have the lobster flown in from Australia.
You call this mango salsa? Get out of here.
I have a question for you. You guys ever been on a cruise?
Yeah.
No.
Of course.
I've been on a couple of them, and both of them made me never want to go on a cruise again.
Oh, yeah, I don't like them. I
No, I
hate
don't
them
either.
now.
Why didn't you like them?
I liked them the first maybe one or two, but I felt very uncomfortable about the staff because I felt like they weren't getting treated right, and they're all from the same country or whatever, like a small, like not socioeconomic doing well country. So it feels like slavery kind of, so that's already icky. And then like the food is like kind of not great quality and you're stuck on the boat. So it's just, and like the culture is just like eat and do nothing and just be like served.
Yeah, I hated it.
And why did you not like it, Tom?
Because we got hit by a hurricane. But other than that.
Did you see the Carnival ship over the weekend that walked into the hurricane? Rode into the hurricane. I mean, people were, oh my gosh, like
rooms are flooding,
filled with water. It was the Titanic.
Yeah.
Remember that those 3 storms that came? What was it? The Great Storm. Those 3 storms that came together just east of New York. Remember those?
Yeah.
There was a tornado. There was a hurricane, and there was some snowstorm, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, I forget what they called it. Yeah.
Well, the one that came up from the south was the one that went right over our ship.
Oh my
And
God.
eventually collided with the other ones up by, I think it was Massachusetts or something like that.
So, and again, I've never been on a cruise. Could you feel it in your room?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would make me.
Oh, yeah.
It's loud. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to scare yourself, watch some of the videos on TikTok from what happened over the weekend, and you will see people, like the bartenders, like, they're holding like sodas and drinks from falling and everything's just flying everywhere. One woman said she was like tossed with the mattress from her bed and then water started pouring into her cabin.
Yeah, like their cabins were flooding with water.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Not good.
Not good.
No control. And she said we were for over 24 hours, like without any type of Wi-Fi, any type of service to contact people. Obviously the ship had radar and things like that, but I just think they felt so out of control being there in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Sure, you got no control.
I hate that.
But I just, the second one I went on was good. We took a cruise to Cuba, which was great.
Oh, it was fun.
The moment we left to the moment we got back, it was phenomenal.
Do you guys get like a big room, or is everything pretty small?
Everything is so expensive. So if you get a big room, you're spending like a ton of money.
Yeah.
It's true.
And did you go with the whole family, or was it just you and Catherine?
It was just me and Catherine.
That's
we went with a bunch of friends. We got together and went, and the Cuban people couldn't be any nicer. No, I understand they're working you to sell you stuff. I understand that, but they're very, very pleasant people. It's in rough shape. The buildings are falling over. It's just really sad, except for, of course, the palatial area where things are magnificent.
Yeah.
How do people put up with that? I will never understand.
The high highs and the low. That was the one. Was it like in
Yeah.
Kuwait? When we were in Kuwait, that was exactly what it was like.
Nobody in between.
No.
It's
Haiti was like that for me.
Sure, I bet.
Yeah. That was
All right.
really
What else you
struggle.
got, sister?
You know, I have to do a segment this week on Celine Dion. I don't know if you've been following. She just canceled her world tour, but from what it looks like, she is probably done touring and performing.
Forever?
Forever, ever?
Yes. She was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, which sounds, just like this random kind of like made up illness, but it's a rare neurological disease. Essentially, it's affecting her vocal cords, but at any point, you can all of a sudden just have kind of a symptoms like kind of strike out of nowhere because it can be triggered by loud noises. Like as a singer, like how do you not hear a loud noise at a concert or things like that? You can suddenly fall over because it affects the spinal cord. But it is progressive and it is incurable.
Oh.
Yeah, so really sad. So while she's been trying to, obviously work on her health, it is likely that she won't perform again unless there's some sort of treatment that comes forward at some point. It is considered an autoimmune disorder, but it's one of those that it's so rare that they just don't have a lot of people working on the research and any type of medication really to help her out with it.
She can sing a little bit. I don't know if you know that or not.
No.
God, what a
Right
great
now she
singer.
can't.
God,
A lot of her songs, Tom, were written by David Foster, who is one of the Real Housewives' husbands.
Oh, so I better get over there.
I'm just saying, it's all tying back to Real Housewives.
Yes.
And don't try and sing at David Foster's house when he is singing.
Oh, a listener wrote in that they said that they think you should be on Survivor.
Yeah. They put up with their
How about
crap.
Amazing Race?
Oh, Amazing Race would be funny because you would get,
You can get eliminated.
I have no idea what you guys are even talking about.
Naked and Alone.
I've never heard of any of these shows.
Oh, not like your dream situation.
Oh, Naked and Alone is just me
I
every
know.
night.
I want to see him on Top Chef Junior, like with the kids.
No, you'd get worked. I would get worked. We'd all get worked. I watched Top Chef Junior, and they are too good still.
Boy, look at the time. I'd love to stay and schmooze, but All right, we will talk to you. We'll talk to you later on today with the family.
Yes, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks
Good to see you,
a lot.
Ali.
Looking
Bye.
forward to it. We'll take a break here. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Ray Erik will be live in studio with us right at 8 o'clock. Well, as a matter of fact, right after this break. Sounds good to me. Tom Barnard here. Consider me your doctor of throttle therapy on and off the water. Cruise, water, and luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Enjoy more sunsets on the water, entertain the kids, and just float all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud, of course. Hundreds of pontoons and fishing boats are in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at the Power Lodge, as a matter of fact. I used to live on a lake in Golden Valley, and I can tell you it's a great life, even if you don't live on the water, though. It can be just as much fun when you take your boat and trailer to experience the fun of an afternoon on any one of our 10,000-plus Minnesota lakes. Enjoy the best days of summer with friends in a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer on the planet. My friends at the family-owned and operated Power Lodge brought Miller into their family, and so here's a throttle therapy prescription from your buddy Tommy B. Go to powerlodge.com and millermarine.com and get on the water. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Corey Wisco of the Welshire.
It's difficult to put in words the relationship that we have with North American Banking Company. You know, they've been there from the very beginning with our vision of providing quality dementia care for individuals, and they've been a partner all the way through. They really are there for us.
For more information about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like North American Banking Company, Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and attorney and advertiser Dave Bielke.
I've been advertising on Tom Barnard shows for years. I like Tom, not just because he's a good guy, but because the ads I run on his show bring me new clients that are hurt at work and need legal help. Tommy B works for me.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. There's this guy here, and I fought the idea. I bought an extra lock for the door. None of it worked. First year we worked together, Ray.
What's that?
What was the first year we worked together?
1991.
1991. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, January.
32 years ago.
Yeah, 91. You're a little closer there.
Isn't it just
fantastic? I have no mic manners anymore. I don't talk.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. 31, 32 years.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. That whole experience, and that's one thing I got to make very, very clear to people, that, you know, once that shithole took over, it changed everything. But for the first 31, 32 years, it was phenomenal.
Had a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Highest rated radio station in America. Did you ever know? They never told me that, by the way.
People well, no, they'd have to pay you more.
Yeah, exactly. They never told me how successful the entire radio station was, because that station, from morning till night, everybody listened to it. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was lightning really struck there for quite a while too. I mean, it was quite a few years.
It's only 3-4 decades. What the hell?
You had Tom in the morning, then you had Wally, right?
Wally, I miss Wally
Walker,
so much.
And then it was Ray Erik, right?
Well, I did overnights for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Mae Young and I split them up.
Yep,
the nice thing was, though, I never worked. I was
May.
always full time, though. I never worked in part-time radio.
Right.
I was always so it was right.
Nice.
They actually took care of people that worked late at night, and with benefits and everything. That's so unheard of nowadays.
Yeah.
In radio. But,
yeah.
It was great. I mean, I did that for a couple of years, but then landed in afternoons 2 to 7 for 14 of my years.
And then who did the nights? Lisa Miller.
It was Mindy Collins for a while.
Mindy did, yeah.
Then I did it for a while, and then Lisa Miller, when I was doing afternoons, was on evenings.
When did Last Mental work? I forgot.
Oh, good grief! He was there before I was the first. No, he was a promotion guy when I.
But he was not. He was on the air, but not. So he didn't have his own shift.
Yeah, he had a 6 to 10 for a few years. That was
in
the
late
80s.
That's what I thought.
And then he moved into the promotion side of it.
Hey, Ray, go ahead and get real up on that mic, my man.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Because then I got to move my chair because I'm leaning down.
I'll trade you out with a different mic after the break.
That mic's too low.
Yeah,
it's just too low. Can I just get it? All right.
Yeah, there. Oh, there.
All right, I'm going to lean into it a little bit.
There
we go.
There you go. Get a seat at the table, Ray Erik.
Because these headphones, too, are really light. I'm so used to having, radio guy headphones where I'm really cranking them, but they're almost feeding back on the air. That's the way I usually run them.
So for new listeners, Ray Erik and I worked together back in. Well, you worked with Ray too.
Oh yeah, I love work. I followed you.
Go on and on about it now. Just say yes, Tom.
Yes, Tom. Does that make you yes, Tom?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I was really lucky because I was really nervous about going on air. So Ray let me follow him a couple times. I was sitting there with a little notebook, watching him I loved working with Ray. And it was always
so sweet.
And too, there's so many negative people when you walk into studio who are like, what do you, whatever. Ray was always Mr. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do that. I loved working with Ray.
So you never threw headphones at her or anything like that?
No.
They were attached to the wall, so they were going to swing back.
I just threw them down. They'd just boomerang back and hit me with backfire.
That was so lovely.
It was quite the place, though. There's no question about it. Back in the day, and I still remember it was like April 10th or something, 1986. I get a call from Hammy. I'm living in New York. We just found out we're going to have a baby. I'm like, I can't live in New York if we're going to have a baby. What the hell am I going to do? I'm thinking about this. And literally, I'm on the phone with Catherine. I'm like, honey, I'm going to have to get a job in Minneapolis or do some damn thing because we can't raise a child 20th Street and 2nd Avenue, not where you want to raise a child, So the great thing about that is I literally put the phone down on the cradle, back when you had a receiver and a cradle.
Yeah.
Because it was, almost 40 years ago now. But I literally put the phone back down in the cradle. It rang, and it was Hamilton going, hey, do you want to do the morning show at KQ? I went, okay. I mean, it was just the weirdest thing of all time.
Well, you know what? I'm going to kind of parallel that story a little bit.
I like
Because
it.
the day that I got the word from Hamilton that I was going to come in, I was on the schedule for a weekend. Because we'll give you a try. I hadn't even met the man. But he said, I got you on the schedule. Come in and do a Saturday and a Sunday show. We'll meet up next week sometime. I said, okay, cool. Hung up the phone, and then I got a call. Get to the hospital. My daughter was being born.
Oh, my God. How great is that?
That's
That's a big day, man.
Yeah. So she was born on Christmas Eve of 90, and I ended up starting KQ the first week of January of 91.
And now she's Jewish. No.
She's so annoyed, yeah. That's
coming
funny.
in on Christmas
That's
Eve.
true.
Hey, Ray, you and I worked together for a long time, and I remember the first story you ever told me. Was there? I get it wrong every now and again, but wasn't there a thing that happened with you and Paul McCartney? When Paul McCartney had asked you or like a friend of yours, hey, we're going to do I'm going to bring my wife on stage, but just make sure she doesn't go out into the main monitors. So only let her hear herself in the playback monitors, but don't put her in the house so that the crowd can't hear. Wasn't that you?
Ooh. Well, I had the audio, and that's pretty much in a nutshell what I understood the background or backstory was on that audio. And you're talking about Linda McCartney on Hey Jude.
Yes.
Better.
But I just loved it.
Horrible. That is horrible audio, man.
Na na na.
Oh yeah. And now she's no longer with us.
Hey, but my McCartney encounter later though was an awful lot better than that. Real McCartney encounter. I again got a call from Hamilton. He said, "Hey, you want to interview McCartney?" And I said, "Yeah." So he goes, "Yeah, but he's going to call in during your show later. But his people want to talk to you ahead of time, and they want to give you the rules. So they're going to call you around noon. Just expect a call if you don't recognize the number." And so pick it up. Just some guy. "Hey, is this Ray Erik?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Hang on a second. Hey, Ray, it's Paul McCartney." He gets on himself and starts telling. He calls me on my cell phone just to say, the big rule was I had to cut him off. He wasn't going to. I could let him roll. I had him for as long as I wanted, but I had to act too busy for him. That was the only rule.
Oh, wow. So there were no topics you couldn't discuss?
He was going through a nasty divorce at the time too, with the gal with the wooden leg. Remember that?
Yeah.
And she was trying to take him to the cleaners or something. No, none of that was off limits. He just said, "You cut me off."
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought he was getting, and that was all this stuff in the news. I thought, I'm not going to touch any of it, which I didn't.
No.
And it was great, but I only aired and I was told you can air 2 minutes of it. I had him for
2
10
minutes.
And I was told, cut the thing down because it's afternoon drive. You keep it short.
Yeah, you got to make
This
space
isn't the
for all the
morning show.
commercials.
I have McCartney, but you're not doing the morning show.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't they take your audio and play it on the morning show?
Because we had a machine that I didn't master it. So in order for me to cut it down to air it, I lost all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So all that went off into space, and I never had all the stuff that ended up on the floor. I never got it back.
What are you gonna do?
It was down to 2 minutes of bam, 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 bam. And I remember Tom airing. You did air a little bit of it. That finished product. I remember your comment was, "Ray sounds scared as hell."
Because you did.
But it was so funny. I can still remember. He's like. You could hear motorcycles. He had motorcycles escorting him in a limousine through downtown.
Of course.
And he goes, I have Outriders. I should have this in London. And we're driving by the Metrodome, home of your Minnesota Twins.
How wild.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
That is
I told him, I said, I've never talked to a knight before. And he goes, oh, I could tell you're quaking in your shoes.
Quaking.
That's one of my best moments of working there.
I was trying to think of the guy who, because I was supposed to interview him on the morning show that was a long time ago. And at the last minute, I got a call from my wife saying, Andy's sick, you got to go pick him up from school. So I told Paul McCartney's people, sorry, I can't do the interview because I have to go pick up my son. It's like, it's Paul McCartney. I said, my son is sick. Yeah, but it's Paul McCartney. I said, let me tell you one more time, my son is sick. Goodbye. And he got really pissed off at me about that because apparently nobody had ever turned down an interview with him before. But my kid's sick. I'm not going to talk to you, Paul. It's like John Bitter.
The thing is that probably Paul would have never done that. It's his people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
It's always people's people, and they're always very like like you said, they've only hear how can we make it work? How can so when they're like, well, what?
The Ringo story's even better, baby. I'm interviewing Ringo. He's in London. We're over at the Q. All of a sudden, the line goes dead. I'm like, oh, damn it. We lost Ringo. Because I loved Ringo. He's a great guy, right? 2 minutes later, he calls in on the request line.
What? How did he even get that?
I have no idea. I suppose you just call the operator.
Yeah.
Do you have a request line for KQRS?
That's wild.
He literally called in on the request line. And I think it might have been Brent R. Wilcox. So, it was a long time
So
ago.
this is before you could go grab it online, like Google, KQRS. How the hell did he get it?
He just called information, I suppose.
Wow.
But yeah, he honestly got Brent R. Wilcox, I think it was. He said, Tom, Ringo's on the phone. I'm like, oh, you tracked him down. He goes, no, he's calling in on the request line.
He also wants to hear the Beatles.
He wants to hear some Beatles music.
That's funny.
Do you have Octopus's Garden there, Tom? Do you have that?
Also, shocking that Brent answered the request line during the morning show, because as somebody who was in charge of the phones during your morning show, that's a lot. You get called constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
That's one thing I missed about the earlier days of radio. The request line was hot and moving, and people called places. They don't call studio lines much anymore.
No, they really don't, do
It
they?
got down to at the end, it's like 4 or 5 of the same old regulars with the same thing to say.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny about that? You bring that up, but kind of by coincidence, because I just noticed it, that we had a 3-day weekend. And over the 3-day weekend, I got 8 billion emails, but 1 phone call. Isn't it one phone call in 4 days?
Right.
It just doesn't happen anymore. People don't call you anymore.
No.
That's weird.
And they almost sound like they're a little shocked when they answer the phone, like it was an accident.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it when you're texting with someone and then you try to call them and they don't pick up, and it's like, I know you're on your phone right now.
I know. You and I call a lot.
Yeah, we actually, Brittany and I talk a lot. So,
A lot.
Yeah,
because she's
too
in
much.
Chicago.
Yeah.
So I constantly feel like, all right, I better check in with Ali. And I'm so invasive, I'll throw a FaceTime up there. So I'll get like a half-naked Ali. She's like, I'm answering, but I can barely move the phone, okay?
Yeah. I'm not decent. But I remember working nights, just to go back to the calling thing. And the people that would call were just, and Rudy can attest to this, just this one group of people, drunk ice fishermen. Like,
Yeah, that's a huge demographic right there.
Yeah. Yep, big demographic. And it'd be like, what are you guys doing tonight? It'd be like, oh, we're just drinking some beers, fishing, just fishing, just listening to the radio. And they would call in like 3 times an hour just to check in, make sure their song was going to get played. What are the pumpkins coming on?
Yeah.
It was so funny.
That was a huge group. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big group.
It was always the ice fishermen, or you'd pick it up and you'd go, you have a collect call from Stillwater Penitentiary.
Yeah.
There was always those guys.
Press one. And I was like, it depends on my mood. I'm like, all right, let's see. What do you want from me?
Was it somebody I knew?
Your brother, actually. I didn't want to be the one to tell you.
I had
he
a
was
pretty
doing some
incredible
time.
drunk caller one time. And Tom, I've told this story before. That guy that called in, it was 1992, I think. Doing an overnight show on KQ, and this guy called, he's just a mess, right? Kept claiming he was Slash.
Of course. I Slash would.
Guns N' Roses, right? He keeps going. I keep hanging up on him. After a while, I tried to work with it, and Erick called, but it was just so messy I couldn't even edit it.
Yeah.
So I said, forget it. So finally, about a half hour of these messy calls come through. Finally, the sober guy calls through, and it's on the warm line. He goes, this is Slash's guy here. It is him. And he'd been hanging up on him.
Oh my God.
And he's so lonely and messed up, but he just wants someone to hang out with him. So can you come here and hang out with him?
Oh my God.
So I go over to the Whitney Hotel.
You go?
Oh, yeah.
I would.
I dug out a
You
logoed
wouldn't.
sweatshirt because I knew there might be a photo op, of course.
Yeah.
And it was, and then I was doing the order. I run over to the Whitney Hotel. Door opens. The artwork's all crooked on the wall. And you got Duff face down on the floor, passed out.
Yep.
No, and just him and Slash in the room. Slash lets me in. His shirt's all unbuttoned, and he comes in. Come on in. You bring any drugs? I'm like, fresh out heroin. Sorry. I'm like, no. He's all right. So then he's like, wants to figure out something to do. So he says, let's get some women.
See, that's where Ali would be available. She just said she'd show
the
up.
yellow pages, literally. He starts looking through the yellow pages. Now it's 7 o'clock in the morning. He gets a couple of gals to come over. We found them, and they come over.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but now he wants me to join in on the fun a little bit. And the clothes are coming off. There's Slash. Now he's got semi-undressed. And these 2 working gals that look like librarians that didn't look like they were working gals. I don't know. It just surprised me.
Uh-huh.
And then he wants me to pay. He goes, if you got $400, there's no money.
This story is wild.
And now the manager shows up in a bathrobe and says, you should take off. And it makes me leave. And that's how it ended.
What a shock.
And then he handed you the bathrobe, but he's like, here's a souvenir.
I wish I could find somewhere. I've got a picture of one of the ladies, and she didn't know who he was. So I went to the photo mat and got it developed the next day. And all of a sudden I get a call from her, and she goes, "I didn't know who that was. Oh my God, I need a copy of that."
What a crazy story!
Yeah, $400.
You didn't pay, right?
Of course not. I had $20 in my.
He worked in radio.
I know, this is true.
He's never seen $400.
His band just sold out the Dome. Come up with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But it was really him. That was my craziest drunk on the phone story.
I don't think any of us can beat
that story
that.
transformed much more than I thought it was going to.
That is the craziest thing. The fact that you went.
Wouldn't you?
I would.
I don't think I'd go alone. I mean, obviously, I would be considered one of the working girls, right? At that point, I don't think he wants to hang with a bunch of women.
Well, I never found out why they had the warm line number either.
I mean, that one's not hard to get.
But Slash's guy. I mean, how weird is that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Whitney Hotel.
Well,
we're good.
Yep, we're good to go.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much, Tim. Isn't Tim on?
Yeah, he's on.
Oh, he is on.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Hey, why don't you learn how to answer the phone, you pill?
Oh, sorry about that. I'll do better next time.
I'll do better next time. There's a very specific reason we're having Tim Niemeyer on the show this morning. First of all, we're going to start talking about his great business. My wife was the first one who told me about this, and I told Tim this, but Tim said something to me at lunch when I met him last week, and said, we got to have you on to talk about this because, it's... Well, let me start. I can start off this way. That some of the neighbors gathered in the driveway last night, and they have a cocktail or whatever, and I have my Diet Pepsi, and we're sitting there talking all the rest of it. And the couple I was telling you about earlier this morning started talking about the show and the fact that they love you guys on the show, and apparently Andy, the trans man I was telling you about earlier this morning, really good friend, used to listen to Rudy all the time on, I think, KS95. You worked there, right?
Did I?
I don't know, but that's what he claimed anyway.
Probably, yeah.
But the greatest part of this whole thing is, so I'm sitting there with Tim, and we're having a good time. And Tim was the only one who ate prudently. Pat and I both chowed down. The food was very good. It was really good. Went to Buka, right?
Yeah, it was good, yep.
Yeah, they did a really, really nice job. The people could not have been nicer and whatever. But I want to talk a little bit about your business, and then I want to close with something you said to me, and I try to pass this along to people whenever it does happen, and this is one of the reasons I really wanted you to come on the show so you could tell them in person. But in any case, let's talk a bit about your business. How many generations now? Are you in the second generation?
Well, third generation. Is my son is working for the company.
Wow.
That's right. There you go. And so do you like him, or you just put up with him?
He's really good. My daughter, jury's still out. She's
Tim, damn it.
Go.
No, it is great though. But you have a three generation family involved in the same business. You run one of the shows. Your brother runs another one, correct?
Yeah, we got two stores. You bet.
And it's
one
all
in,
about.
One in Albertville and one in Elko New Market.
And I'll be talking about that quite a bit from now on, about the family business. And look, you said something to me during that lunch that I also wanted to talk to you about in public. You talked about the fact that the show, you listen to the show, you're a big fan of the show, and because we tell the truth, we don't hype things up or try to be funny when you're not funny. You were very complimentary that whole time, and I wanted to thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate that, and I meant every word. I think I've been listening since '87, so it's been a while.
87 would do it. That's about right. All right, so we'll close with this one. So we're sitting at lunch. Pat's there. I'm there. We're at Buka. The food's great. Mike is our server, doing a great job. And Tim says the following to me, and I was crushed. I want you to know. He's telling me how much he loved Brittany and Rudy. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake. My life is ruined.
Well, Tom, I didn't want to make it easy for you.
That's exactly right. No, Tim, I want to thank you for calling me because it's important to me. I know most people don't do this, but when somebody gives a coworker of mine a compliment, I want them to know about it. And if we can, whoever delivered that compliment, to have them on the show and go, hey, people are out there, they're big fans of yours and yours and yours, and everybody in the room. It's not just, look, when you went that, you stepped up and said, hey, man, I really, really loved listening to Brittany and Rudy. And I said, what are you, deaf? Yeah. And then he said, no, actually, I'm not.
I would like to apologize. I'm so sorry your taste is this bad. And plus, we're so disappointing in person, but thank you so much. What a nice compliment.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're very welcome. You make the show.
Stop.
Okay, now I got it. Now I got to quit.
Let me fix my hair quick.
Yeah, way to go, Tim. Okay, that's going to do it for my career.
Oh, Timothy.
You make this. Tim, you're the best in the business, and I look forward to our next lunch. And I'll be, matter of fact, my first endorsement of Niemeyer is next hour, so that'll be good.
Holy buckets.
That's awesome.
Tim, you're a good man. Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate it. Thank you all.
Bye, Tim.
Have a great day. All right, bye-bye.
One of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. But see, I know that most people over the years, because I've been in the business for 52 years now, so it's been a long time. And I always noticed whenever anybody gave you a compliment, you never heard about it. Why do people do that? I mean, you would have never known that he said nice things about you and Rudy.
No.
And I tried to shut him up, but he wouldn't listen to me.
Here's a list of why you're wrong.
Why you're wrong about that. But I wanted you guys to know that you have fans out there. Matter of fact, I was talking about Andy. Mm-hmm. Big fan of yours at KS95. You need to know these things. People in radio bust their ass, and all they got is, management pukes telling them, oh, it's like, shut up. Why don't you go wait a table?
Mm-hmm.
How do you really feel?
I hate those sons of bitches so much, can't even tell you.
I appreciate it. That's very sweet of you, and it always it blows my mind. It's sweet of Tim. It blows my mind when anybody has any positive. I'm uncomfortable with it, so I would like to move on.
Mm-hmm. Nobody ever passes those messages along, and I don't know why they don't. Wouldn't you be happy your coworkers got compliments,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
So why don't they ever tell anybody? I don't understand that.
I don't know.
You know, constantly I have to tell people, no, actually, Ray's a really nice guy. He's not a prick.
Yeah, his on-air persona is just a monster.
Yeah, he
What's Ray like in real life?
Oh, I used to get that.
Definitely didn't get into a threesome with Slash.
It fell,
right.
It fell when I turned down.
I got screwed on a threesome with Slash.
Yeah.
That's my big claim to fame.
Your label is cat daddy, and so a monster of a person.
You know, it's hilarious about that because Amy's out of town and all that stuff, and I apparently ran the idea by somebody over the headquarters. Oh, we shouldn't do that. It's like, get out of my way, okay? That's your number one thing. Just get the hell out of my way.
I think we all agree that it's better if we're out of your way. But for some reason...
Just run right over you. It'll be wonderful. No, but it is important to me to know because I found out over the years that people either liked it, didn't. But if you don't like it, I need to know. If you do like it, I need to know, right?
Yep. Yeah. You just want feedback.
You just want feedback.
Yeah.
And nobody ever gives it to you, and I'll never understand why that is, right?
If you are the semi-truck, then Brittany and I are riding in the Niemeyer trailer behind you, my man.
See how that's how you work right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Gets a plug in for the advertiser. No, I'm telling you what, Tim is a great guy. You guys are going to like him a lot. But yeah, he was a huge fan of both of you. And I went, God, you don't know him, do you? No, I didn't say that. But I wanted you to know that that's exactly what that was all about.
Nice.
Very, very nice, as a matter of fact. We got some spots to do now, do we not?
We do.
Now, am I supposed to do a Niemeyer spot here, or did he already do it?
We're good on that, yeah.
I thought so.
Yep.
I thought that was the case. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw and Bryant.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. No, we're not coming back because you misspelled Ray's name, so you're out of the mix. We're not doing the rest of the show.
Did I spell it W-R-A-Y?
Yes, Ray.
Radio Ray or whatever. There is a station.
Radio. There is Radio Ray.
Radio Ray, yeah.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
E-R-I-C-K.
Correct, sir.
Oh, I always thought it was 1K. No?
It is 1K.
Oh, I'm sorry, one, yeah. Just the, no, that's...
It's half apostrophe.
I love this. Chris Egert's laughing his ass off.
I'm sorry, not the 1K, but I always thought it was just a K, not the CK.
How long did you guys work together?
35 years, but
I guess long enough to not walk by his mailbox in the front
I can't hear.
office.
No, these headphones need to go louder too. How do you turn them up?
Yeah, are you this one?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, keep going. Yeah, try that one.
Deaf boy in radio. No, whoever heard
I
of it.
can't hear a thing.
You can't hear anything at all?
Oh, there, no, it got better.
Oh, there we go.
There's the one. Yeah, thank you.
There we go.
Now
Hey,
mine
no
got
problem.
worse. I lost my balance. No, I'm just kidding.
Now I know
Well,
what
to be fair, I just spelled his name phonetically so that you didn't screw it up, Tom.
That's of course. That's what's
Yeah.
going to happen. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Forget about the Niemeyer call. I'm now going to erase it from the recording. You turncoats. That's all I have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome newsman Chris Egert. There you go. So we're going to mess up everybody's name this morning. What is an egret? Is that a bird?
A baby eagle.
Oh, an egret. Yeah, it's a baby eagle. There you go.
Baby eagle.
Baby eagle, Chrissy.
Oh, let me baby bird feed you.
Don't you hate working here?
Wow, I just caught part of Ray's story about Slash and the threesome, and my head's kind of spinning about that whole deal. Wow.
You would go, Chris, though. You would go if you got that call. You'd
Who
go.
wouldn't go? I mean, come on.
I mean,
Slash.
you only live once, right?
Yeah.
That's not a no.
By the way, Brittany also screwed up his name on the StreamYard and just fixed it so nobody would catch that.
No, I thought that's the one he was complaining about. That's why I fixed it.
No, both of you got
I
it
took
wrong.
my blame. I said, I took it off the sheet.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I fixed it.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh my God, you are such a little sibling.
By the way,
You are such a
Brittany
baby
got in
brother.
trouble.
You are so funny. I would never call you out for something like that.
fix
I
this
would
one.
never do that. And he's a little monster. As soon as the ouchie light is a little too bright on Rudy.
Well, much like you, I try to pass blame to everybody else. So
there you go. Ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, Brittany, if you're going to send me a message again, asshole has 2 S's.
Thank you.
not $2 signs.
Not $2 signs, exactly. Chris Egert. Oh, Baby Eagle. He changed his moniker to Baby Eagle.
I love Baby Eagle.
I love that.
I'd watch your live stream.
What's happening, homie?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What's the latest?
They're going to legalize marijuana today. Lots of people have been waiting for that. Well, the governor's going to officially sign the measure today. So
what does it take, about a year and a half for it to actually show up on the shelves?
2 have dispensaries here. That's what they think. But for possession will be legal as of August 1st, I believe.
August 1st.
And you'll be able to have a pretty significant amount at home if you're
2
into
pounds.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can start growing it. So.
And it's
yeah.
in some beers.
Yes,
Oh, that's right. It is. Yeah, it is
Mm-hmm.
now. THC in beer now.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not going to be grown here for a year and a half, where the hell are you going to buy it?
That's a good question, isn't
Michigan?
Can you just bring it back across the state lines, or because you can't? It's
I
the
would
United
assume
States.
so.
It's still not legal.
Right.
Okay.
That's the
Can
problem.
you drive it across Wisconsin?
I don't think you can drive
so.
it through Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's like the firework clause. You can
Yeah.
buy it here, but you can't set them off here.
Yep.
So there's technically
Yep.
you can't have it.
Well, then it's back to Jim and Blaine.
Yes, that's your source.
Wasn't there a dude named Cookie that used to sell to all the radio guys? Don't you remember that guy? He was kind of like the main drug dealer for all the radio people in town.
You mentioned
think
cookie,
you're-
though. I remember one time somebody dropped off some magical cookies at the radio station.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
I ate one, and I was getting off the air, and someone else was coming on the air, and she ate one, and she goes, I don't feel anything. And I go, you ate it, so just give it
wait.
a minute.
Gonna take a while.
And I go, and she goes, I better have another one. And they were actually for somebody else, so she ate 2 of them. I got home, and my answering machine was just a blink, and it was old cassette style, and it rewound. You have 5 new messages. Beep. And she's like, oh my God, Ray, I'm freaking out. You're gonna she's losing her mind.
I bet you her on air was so funny. I'd have just been like, ACDC, KQ. And then just hit it
She
in the
was kind of a
back.
loose cannon, even when she wasn't eating magical cookies.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
One of my favorites of all time is to watch television news on New Year's Eve, because you're always all drunk on the air. Oh, look, and he goes, no, we're not.
No
you've never
way.
been on. I could name somebody you know really, really well. I tuned in because he's a dear friend of mine. I love the man. I tuned in one night. This is many years ago.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. Let me just tell you something. It's like, really?
Dang.
It's going to be the news tonight, is it? Yeah, that boy was hammered.
Oh, text me that because I want to know who it is.
Oh, you know who it is. You know
Okay.
that, yeah, because they took him off the air, sent him to rehab, and
I was
then
gonna
brought
say
him
How
back.
long?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, don't knock people that are supposed to be on air that went to rehab. No. Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
I feel
That's
personally
exactly the point.
attacked.
I'm just saying, like, people might infer now. They might figure it out now.
Oh,
How long ago was it?
When I saw him on TV, about 35 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that was a pretty common thing to go out between the evening newscasts and the 10 o'clock newscast.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they portrayed it in the movie Anchorman is not probably that far off from the truth. I unfortunately started like right when that all started going away. My first newsroom, like the one thing that was still holding on was you could still smoke in the newsroom.
Oh yeah, right. I remember that.
Yeah, like
I remember that.
Cigarettes everywhere, and there's only a couple of the crusty ones left who are like still really holding on. I love that guy. He was also the most important reporter because he got the brick cell phone. So.
Yeah.
Oh sure, I had one of those.
Yeah. Yep. Can you imagine him out on the scene of a story? Got a heater hanging out of the mouth. Got the mustache sort of, laying over the top of it. Got his brick cell phone over here with his blazer on that's got the leather patches on the elbows. Like that guy's at it. He's getting after it.
God, I tell you, one of my favorite stories of all, because I used to, back in the day, I used to hang around with Jeff Passolt, who was at the time at Channel 11, and then Paul Majors. Paul and Jeff and I would hang out quite a bit and go out drinking and doing whatever. So one time, I stopped by Channel 11, and Paul goes, I can't leave yet. I got to cut some audio, so why don't you just come in the studio, and we'll cut some audio, and that'll be great, and then we'll leave. And I said, yeah, no problem. So it has nothing to do with drinking, but it does have to do with how disgusting it is to work with other people. He grabs the earpiece, because it's the one ear kind where you get the strap over your head and then get the one earpiece.
Mm-hmm.
As he's putting up to his head, I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. He goes, what? I said, look at that earpiece. There was about 1.5 inches of earwax hanging off.
Yeah. I'm going to dry heave. I don't know why that's getting to me right now.
I'm not kidding you, Chris. Have you ever had to deal with other people's earwax?
Well, we get our own earpieces now.
Oh, thank God.
Ear. But I hate microphones. You guys I don't know how the hell you walk in a studio after somebody else had their mouth right up on it. It's so gross.
It is gross. You're right, it is gross. But honest to God, he almost stuck that in his ear. I should have been paid a lot of money for saving it.
That makes me feel sick.
Oh God, it was thick and dark on top of it.
Stop.
So it means it was in there for a while. It was in there for a while.
We got it, Tom.
Glug, 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 glug.
Are
you starving?
Yeah.
That's gross.
We do have some corrections to make. Pete from Sartell message in. Egret is a large white bird resembling a great blue heron. An eaglet.
Eaglet.
The baby
Egret and
eagle.
there you go. Yeah, and egrets are on the beach a lot.
I didn't want to tell you guys that, but I was just kind of going along with it.
I was kind of visualizing the Roadrunner looking thing.
Yeah,
when I thought of egret.
So baby eagle, do you see those a lot? The egrets on like the ocean, the shore.
We actually have. I think there's some egrets that are.
Great
white egret. There you go.
Yeah, they're kind of goofy looking. They're long and skinny. They kind of look like a white flamingo.
Yeah.
So they look like
right.
Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not that as quite as big as a flamingo. Now, there's a good name for a band, White Flamingo or White Flamingo.
Yeah, I love it. They can tour with Whitesnake. An egret looks like a swan on heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Very skinny and kind of just ragged looking, and absolutely.
Yeah. So egret actually is a great way to describe pretty much my body style.
Sure.
Thin, white, big gut, and tiny legs.
Shapes.
And they also stand on one leg, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, well now.
Took me a half a second to get it, but I did.
White flamingo, baby.
Oh my God, I love you so much, Chris.
I'm glad you did that. I was going to do it. So I'm glad you
I know you normally did. I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm dead.
It all worked out in the end. What do you
I
think?
mentioned someone with one leg earlier. Paul McCartney's wife.
Yeah, she had one leg. Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right.
And everybody was going after that in news stories. That's why I thought that was going to be the subject you couldn't talk about, and it turns out it wasn't it at all.
Not a problem.
So we mentioned that earlier, Chris.
I
brought it.
Well, I'm not going to. I was going to say something. I'm not. It's not important to this conversation.
I was going to say something.
Well, what I just said wasn't important either. I don't know. I just derailed it for a second.
No, you
let's
said it was
rewind
funny.
25 minutes back to what I said.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of people who apparently are into the whole like amputee porn thing.
No, it's huge. There's a huge clientele for it. It's definitely a niche group.
If you can think of a category, it's in porn.
Well, they made that they made a whole series of that show with Billy Bob Thornton about it. The second season was all about that, but I guess it's
of course Billy Bob Thornton would host that show.
Yeah, it was. There's a whole. I mean, yeah, you should start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really looking for the old 50-year-old man amputee.
Yeah,
porn.
the minute you say it,
it's there.
Did you guys ever go downtown to the not the Skyway Theater, but there was the Skyway Strip Club?
No.
You guys never went?
No.
Okay, because it was right next door. I believe it was called the Spearmint Rhino for just a little bit.
Wasn't that upstairs, somewhere on the second floor?
It might have been on the second floor, but but there was the one gal there who had the one arm. She was a stripper who had the one arm, and man, that gal guys would make it rain for that girl. One girl swinging around that pole, just, hooking it. You guys are all looking at me like you're terrified.
No,
I was super into it.
Stop, Rudy.
I'm sitting here visualizing.
I know you guys don't know this, but those poles spin, okay? So let's not give her all the credit, okay? She just has to hang on.
Which is also hard.
First off, do you know how hard it is to put glitter on with one hand, and now you're taking away her pole?
And how's she picking up the dollar bills?
No, I mean, even just to taking off the clothes.
Yeah.
Have you ever hurt your hand and try to take your clothes off?
Tie a shoe.
Yeah.
My mom's arthritis kicks in, and I have to take her pants off for her.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. I'm not even being mean.
Dude, Tom's gonna come back and be like, "What did you guys
There
do
has
to
to
my
be a
shoe?"
quick release system.
There must be.
A snap here and a
Accessibility is
Velcro
important.
there.
Accessibility
in
and
all
stripping,
fields.
The Skyway Lounge is the only place I've ever been where a guy yelled to a girl, "Take it off!" And then she did, and he yelled, "Put it back on!"
See, the niche I would fill would be the girl crying who's taking off her clothes, which people are also into. I found out.
Sure,
So
for sure.
There's that.
The sad girl. What would your song be? What would your song be?
It would be. I'd be my own sound effects. Just.
Just call me Angel.
And then apologetic about my.
This is a whole new playlist now. We got to start thinking of sad girls stripping playlist.
Yeah, people are always like, "What'd your batting song be?" That's silly. What's your stripping song?
Yeah.
That's it.
Chris, you don't strike me as the type of guy to go to strip clubs.
I have spent a fair amount of time with them back in the day, but the day has passed.
Yeah, well, you were a guy that lived in Orlando, which is chock filled with strip clubs, is it not?
It is. My last experience was in Seattle, where we lived for a time, and you'd think that very progressive Seattle, liberal Seattle, they have bikini baristas in Seattle that will show you more than. I mean, it's not just bikini. I did a whole story about this one place that got busted because if you asked for I'll have extra foam on that.
Oh, sure. There was a hidden language.
They'd show you you get more than you asked for. So that's Seattle, right? You'd think the strip clubs there would be pretty, liberal and, a more of a sharing of. Anyway, I had some buddies in town and we went out and I was like, why is everyone sitting? Why isn't anybody going up and giving the lady any money? And first of all, they had to wear pasties and panties. So no, pretty conservative there. And then I went up to try to give her some money and the bouncer came over and I thought he was going to beat my ass. You couldn't even approach the stage. And I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Why am I even here, bro?
See,
seriously.
This is what it's like to be a woman because when they're okay, men get one-on-one strippers and then women were thousands of people in Thunder Down Under, not allowed to touch. You're just this is what sucks. The female ratio is way off so that you've experienced what it's like to be a woman in a men's strip club.
The last one I went into was the 22nd Avenue Station. I don't know if you know what that one was.
We just talked about this on the air the other day.
Oh, you did? I've witnessed a little shameless behavior in the back.
Sure.
Going on, like, how can the guy... There's a whole bunch of people here and everything. So then it closed shortly after, and then you know what it became. It's now a restaurant called Hi Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Which stands for 2-2.
Right.
What is that?
Oh.
The 22nd Avenue Station Strip Club became the Hi Hi restaurant.
Where's that?
A 22nd and University in Northeast.
We were just there.
It's good.
Yeah, the food it's unique.
It's Thai, right?
Yeah, it's Thai. Like if you have a drink that, you don't drink Tom, but you have a drink that requires sugar, they grind it up on a sugar cane right in front of you.
Ooh, like that.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
And but if you look closely, the stripper pole is still there.
So it was a strip joint? I don't remember.
It
ever
was a
remember
strip
that.
joint as the 22nd Avenue Station. They called it the Double Deuce, and it was a dump.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
it was
the-
rough.
Yeah.
That
I
was a
remember
rough
Double
joint.
Deuce.
Not
That's where
the
you could
greatest.
get in if you were just annihilated. That would
Right,
be the
and that's
one
like I
place.
said, I saw it, and it's like, wow, get a room, you people in the back. She's selling underneath the table.
Great. So wherever you go,
Actually,
sex is being had.
in
or
public
about
or
to be
whatever.
had.
seriously,
It's
Ray,
time
what
for
up?
me to leave.
Please
deal.
don't leave this room because it's about to get weird.
Well, they call it. Some people are vibration people. They bring out the best. So but yeah, that place was closed shortly after. That wasn't. But yeah, it's Hi Hi.
Yeah, I've never been a titty bar guy. Never cared for it.
You do not seem like the type.
I never was either, and I met somebody there or whatever. I'll meet you for a beer kind of thing. So I went.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the example of that being not an example, but the reason for that is growing up, when I would sit on the front stoop at the house at like 6:30 in the morning in the summertime, and all these strippers / hookers would come home and their mascara's running from crying, and it's like, oh God.
It's not very glamorous. You're saying.
No, that was not glamorous watching that at all.
No, that's a sadness.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I drive Lyft and Uber on occasion.
Oh, there
for
you
fun.
go.
And when I used to drive in the middle of the night, which I don't anymore, I drove some working gals, and you could tell who was going to work and who was on the way home. It's that same. I've had enough. I've had a long day. Get me out of
I
here.
can relate to that.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's what it was. The last time I went to one was in Vegas, probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I guess I'm at a certain age now where this gal, she was standing next to me and trying to get me to, pay for a dance or whatever.
Oh,
and
sure.
I was just like looking at her going, oh my God, you're so young. What happened? Where did things go wrong?
Yep.
Why are you here right now? Why are you asking me for I guess I'm that age where I was just like, oh, the poor girl.
Yeah, I never thought of that because they don't have 40-year-old strippers.
Oh,
there are, do they? Or there's that because why wouldn't you want someone your age? I know that's me sounding naive, but some of them look so young, so it's a very weird dichotomy. I've never thought about it. I know I sound so stupid right now to everybody who's like, of course we want a 20-year-old stripper.
Did you guys ever listen to Loveline with
Of
Dr.
course.
Drew and Adam Carolla?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly what they talked about was if they were talking about strippers, they're like, daddy issues. Who hurt you?
Every
They'd always be
time.
like, who hurt you? You know, and they'd be like, I'm fine. And then they'd just spill this terrible story, and you're like, oh, God. So, they don't like strip clubs either because it's just, full of these terrible stories. But again, earlier, White Flamingo, we were talking about how we got into radio because we're all messed up. We all have daddy issues,
Yeah, but we're not whipping out a titty. There's
True.
a big difference.
I only have one that's
I do.
pristine, so I only show one, so that's why.
Which one? No, I'm
Almost
just
got that one out. No doubt about it, ladies and gentlemen. So, what's up for the rest of the day with you, White Flamingo?
I love it.
White.
I don't know. Do you want more news, or do you just want to know what's up with me for the rest of the day?
I don't know. You be the judge, okay? No question about it.
Oh, Chris Egert tried to text in while there was a bunch of people on going, I understand if you guys don't want me today.
And I said, no, we don't want him, and you let him on anyway.
Tom kept saying, yep.
It's terrible.
Of course we need our Chris Egert.
Well, I didn't. You guys had. I didn't know Ali and Ray were all there, and they had the advertiser call in. I didn't want to, mess things up.
Chris, we had nothing.
We always need Chris Egert. We always need Chris Egert.
Tom, I'm sorry you missed the majority of that conversation, which was about strip clubs and amputee porn. I really feel bad that you missed out on that.
You're going to feel even worse when I tell you what I almost did, because I had to run down, because I'm doing 2 live spots every hour, so I don't have time to run down and pee anymore.
Oh,
because it's about 3 blocks away, for Christ's
The men's bathroom. The
Yeah,
women's
the women's
super
is
close.
fine. It's right there. But here's the problem. I realized, man, I better get back there. I come out of the men's room. You have to go around the corner in front of the elevators, and then there's the women's room. So I'm going full bore, and just as I get there, a woman steps out of the women's room, and I almost ran right over her.
Oh, no.
I felt so bad because it's like, here we are at 8:47 in the morning, and some guy's running up on me in the hallway, like, ooh.
Right.
I went, oh my God, I'm sorry. She just started laughing because at first she was scared. I could tell.
Yeah.
Some guy coming up on you like that, and I was going.
Especially
full.
somebody as intimidating as you.
Yes, let me tell you something, sir.
Your giant calves and your freakishly long arms.
Oh, speaking of that, by the way, thanks for bringing. Did Catherine call you this morning?
No.
Damn it. So yesterday, because I got 37-inch arms. I have very long arms. I'm very ape-like. I understand that, but I have a 30-inch inseam, so my arms are 7 inches longer than my legs, which is not how it's supposed to go, right? So Catherine goes, well, let's do a little, little tape measure work. She measures my inseam, it's 30 inches. Measures her inseam, it's 32 inches.
Oh.
My wife has a longer inseam than I do. Is that fair? No, she's almost 6 feet. Well, you're almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's tall. Her and I are both tall.
Yeah, so you got like the 36-inch inseam. What do you got?
I don't know. I've never.
You never done it?
Here's the thing with women's clothes, they don't give you an inseam.
Oh, don't they really?
No, that's why
No.
90% of clothes don't fit my legs. My vagina straight up eats pants.
Yeah, women's clothes are small, extra small, and you're fat.
Did I tell you I have to leave? Didn't I tell you that if she ever said my vagina eats pants, I was going to leave the show?
Another great band name, though.
Vagina eats pants. Yeah, that's a good name. You're right. You're absolutely right.
That sounds like a punk band. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, WF or White Flamingo.
All right. See you guys tomorrow. Ray, good to see you. Ali, good to see you.
Wonderful to see you, White Flamingo.
All right.
Wonderful to see you,
Chris.
White Flamingo. I love that. Got it. I love working with him.
I love Chris.
He's
Such a
great
nice
guy.
man.
We don't have any assholes in this show, do we? Let me think of one.
I mean, I have times. I have moments.
I thought you were going to hold up the, look at this, Tom.
Look at the mirror.
Look at the mirror.
this.
Yes, we do have assholes on the show, and you're leading the crowd. All right, we do have to take a break here. We'll be right back in a couple of seconds. And I'm actually really glad that I'm doing the spot today because I've been running around like a madman lately, birthday after birthday after birthday. I got meetings with clients. I got this. So I've been eating a lot at restaurants. And when you're trying to lose weight and eating out at restaurants gets to be very, very difficult. But because of the tips that I've picked up from MN Fat Loss, it's been working out. And it's a huge deal. I got on the scale this morning. I thought, oh, God, it was a big day yesterday. I actually lost a pound. So thank God. So MN Fat Loss, tip of the cap, baby. I got to say, I'm feeling fantastic, too. That's the other part. As you may have heard, I've been following the fat loss program at mnfatloss.com and have lost right around 24 pounds now. I've been following the program. And again, I thought I probably gained weight, but I did not. I lost another pound. I've been following the program for about 5 weeks now, and I can tell you it feels great to be going into summer. Having lost the weight in just a few weeks' time, you will absolutely be able to lose weight like I've done and still enjoy the foods you love this summer. I'm eating my favorite grilled steak and chicken along with fresh vegetables and berries, drinking lots of water. No wonder I feel great, right? And I do, by the way. I feel really good. I mean, not being with these people, but when I'm not here, I feel even better. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I see.
No problem. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, I'm down 24, as I said, so I'm right in the middle of that crowd, just like I'm doing, as a matter of fact. That's about a pound of fat every day, no exercise required. To schedule a free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com, mnfatloss.com, and let me say it again. I was out all weekend for like 3-4 straight days, eating and eating and eating, and thank God I still lost weight. So what they teach you is going to go a long way for the rest of your life. Results may vary. Be sure to tell them at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you'll receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sheets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM. Or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That's MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw & Bryant.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. I got to run a check on the weather here because it's going to rain all day. It's not raining right now. It's mostly cloudy, but it's going to start raining again next hour, and it's going to rain. They're saying there's a chance of rain every hour all day long.
Did you hear that 4 a.m. pump?
Oh, yeah.
That was nice. I think it's great. We need the rain anyway.
Yeah.
Beautiful out.
But that thunder was loud, man. Woo.
It woke up our household for sure.
It woke me up. I guarantee you that. So here you go. Today, breezy, hot, more humid this afternoon. A few thunderstorms moving in and out. Isolated severe storm possible with a high of 88 degrees today. Tonight, an isolated evening thunderstorm, warm and humid, a low of 68. On Wednesday, hot and humid, an isolated thunderstorm possible again tomorrow. My God, we got thunderstorms again on Thursday. And then once we get to Friday, kicking off the weekend, partial sunshine, hot and humid, but they're saying still a few thunderstorms. So it's that time because it's heating up, like into the 88 area, 90 degrees on Wednesday, 91 on Friday. So because it's heating up, it's going to thunderstorm for the off and on for the week, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the deal, isn't it?
I'm not mad at that.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's all true. Okay, I got to run this by you guys to see if you agree with this. Judd Zulgad is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. Looking forward to that. But here, finally, it's The End of the World as We Know It by R.E.M. Only if you... Oh, wait a minute. I got to scroll up here. What are the best karaoke songs? You guys do karaoke?
Yes.
I do, too.
Of course, Tom.
I love doing
What
karaoke.
are your guys' songs?
My go-to?
Yeah.
Poison, Belle Biv DeVoe, hands down.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
It's an amazing song.
What's yours, Tom?
F the Police.
NWA, man.
NWA, baby. There you go. Hey, you know that one.
My God. If I would
sing that.
Allie, we would die. You and I would die.
What's the karaoke place in Northeast?
The Otter?
The Vegas.
No, you're talking
The
Vegas Lounge.
Oh, Vegas Lounge.
Yes,
I love
yeah.
it. We
Vegas
should go
Lounge is
go get hammered. You guys
My
get
best
hammered.
friend
and
in the
watch.
world has been hosting the karaoke there for 20 years.
What's her
Really?
name? Doris? Who's the hostess or like the waitress there?
Oh, you're thinking of the one that, the one that laughs like
Everybody
that.
knows her.
She's got
Everybody knows
this
her.
old hag laugh.
She's got an amazing laugh.
Where is it?
It the Vegas Lounge.
But where is that?
It's in Northeast.
Central Avenue, where Hennepin and that all comes together, just a little north of there.
Oh, sure, right there.
Yeah,
I know.
Down, where the King of
you
Clubs
go around
right down the hall.
You go around the curve there.
That spot there.
That's how I used to get to the queue driving that way.
Yeah, that is the best
It's
karaoke bar.
Yeah, it's the hidden gem of karaoke in
I used to
Minneapolis.
love doing karaoke back in the day.
Oh.
Passolt and I used to do it all the time.
I'm
All
sorry,
the time.
having you go on the mic would be insanely
I would
awesome.
love that. You guys should do a duet.
No, I just would have to sit back because I would laugh so hard. I'd have to sit back and watch. I would totally watch you do karaoke. I would die.
I'll do my William Frawley impression. You know who William Frawley is?
No idea.
Played Fred Mertz on the I Love Lucy show.
Okay, yeah.
You know who Fred Mertz
Yeah,
is.
I know who Fred Mertz is.
They actually had him sing on the show one time.
Oh, God, I bet that went well.
Oh, God. Because you remember he kind of talked like this.
Yeah.
Ethel, what the hell's the matter with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Well, it got even harsher and more extreme when he sang, which is hard to beat. He gets up on the microphone. I will never forget this as long as I live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fred Mertz. Every little breeze seems to whisper Louise. Yeah, it's really good, Fred. You're really nailing it. There's
That
no
is
doubt.
so bad.
It was hilarious.
I bet you died. That show, it was really hard to watch the behind the scenes with him. He hated his
Ethel.
Ethel.
He hated Ethel. Yeah.
Hated her. Like
He
that was
did.
not an act.
It's all true.
That's a rough one.
You know that Fred once got in a lot of trouble. Fred Mertz, played by William Frawley, because he referred to Ricky Ricardo as a Mexican. Well, he was Cuban.
About that.
But other than that.
About that. Same vicinity. It's fine.
I work with that Mexican guy. Well, he's Cuban, but you know.
Well, and he's, runs your show, so.
Did you know that back in the day, that show, back in the, I guess, 50s, probably 60s, because more people had TVs then, that show at one time had like a 70 share.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Is that even possible?
Well, there's only 3 channels back then.
I guess, yeah.
So if you got 3 channels and you kick the piss out of the other 2, you're going to get a 70 share.
And then what's the error for margin with that? Like 5%, 10%? Like,
Oh, you mean like the regular ratings that are all bullshit?
Yeah.
I used to tell people that all the time. It's like, you really believe these numbers are real?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, they were real when we were doing well.
Yeah. It's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing about podcasting. They can't make shit up on here, can they?
Nah, they can fudge numbers and be
Yeah,
like, well,
I
if you look at it this way, but for the most part, it's very hard data, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how it should be.
Yeah,
Because I look at some of these now and go, look at that. It's like, that right there, I can tell you by reading it, is all bullshit.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
made that up. Why? They should not be allowed to do that, do you think? Oh, I suppose they would go under if they didn't, though, wouldn't they?
They need some metric, right, in their minds to justify.
Yeah, yep.
But there's other ways to justify. I mean, we know stations that don't do well but have a certain demographic.
No, you're absolutely right.
So it's just about how creative you can get with your salespeople.
It's all true.
Yeah.
No question about it. And that's why I do have a good laugh once in a while. Oh, this one's doing this and this one. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It is funny that management, when ratings are down, they look at you like you're the problem.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But then when ratings go up, it's because of what they've
They're
done.
high-fiving in their office.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is because we put that concert together.
Do you know that it's true that I never knew that the KQ Morning Show was the highest rated morning show in America? They never told me that.
Yeah.
Until I left the station, then somebody told me that. Why wouldn't you tell me that to encourage?
How would you not know that, though? I mean,
Yeah.
just-
I didn't pay attention to that
you must
bullshit.
have felt it. I mean,
Well, I was
Right?
drinking back then, so
you could kind of feel the success of that.
I did feel the
show.
success,
Yeah,
yes,
I
I
mean, you knew without numbers, you could tell.
yeah, but not the highest rated in America.
Yeah, that is something.
That's a big number.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, but that's how management is in that business. I worked for a couple of different general managers that were okay, but most of them were a massive pain in the ass because it was all about them. You noticed that, didn't you?
They treated me pretty well, though, because that's on a different level. I mean, it's a different thing. The KQ Morning Show and you being the host of the KQ Morning Show, you were handled a little differently than just the part-time staff or the afternoon guy. Or
You think it was a bad idea for me to tell everybody to F off on a daily basis? Is that a problem?
I don't know. It's a strategy that I've never used, but I see.
You haven't used it yet. You mean.
Yet.
Because I'll be the one you tell to F off when you finally do.
Well, like Richard Pryor, you were just kind of trimming the edge off of it, so it didn't mean much after a while.
No, I tell you what, looking back, 52 years of doing this, I'm so glad I never had to have a job.
Well, yes. Look at where you're at. Look where you are. Look where it's all taken you.
Isn't that fun?
What a dream setup.
Yeah, Brittany and I, we had to explain to my boyfriend a few weeks ago that we don't have any skills.
None. I remember
you're in radio.
My first date with Justin. I don't even know how we got on this topic. We're talking about like usable skills, post-apocalyptic world.
Mm-hmm.
And our first date, I go, I don't really have any skills. I mean, I'd be a pretty bad prostitute, but I guess. And he's just like, the girl I'm on a first date with mentions prostitution.
Well,
he put a ring on it, so I guess.
There you go.
I guess it works, people.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's a very lucky man that's going to jump on with us right now, because when I saw the Twins, who were up 4-1 in the 8th inning, go down 5-4, you were going to get it all morning. God damn it, Judd, this is your fault. But they came storming back and won the game.
I even stayed away from texting you.
You did.
I thought you were probably at your breaking point. You couldn't take another Judd negative Twins text. Because I texted you, 3 times during the course of the weekend or twice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I decided, okay, I'm going to draw a line here because he is going to positively lose his bleep if they lose this game.
So they must have given up a grand slam, because I didn't see how they took the lead.
Yes. They brought in, the new relief pitcher Brock Stewart to replace Sonny Gray. He got an out or two, and then Jose Altuve on like a 1-2 pitch hit a screaming liner for a grand slam to left. Put him down 5-4. But then Royce Lewis saved the day.
Yep. They came storming back and beat Houston, because Houston's a pretty damn good team, aren't they?
They are. Yes.
From what I understand. They were like 31-21 or something like that, I think.
It's a nice win.
Oh, it is a good win. That's what I want to.
Nice win.
Because if we're going to criticize, or if I'm going to criticize them when they take one in the shorts, when they do come back and win the game. In any case, I got to praise them, because that was a bitch to win that game.
Mm-hmm. And I think that Royce Lewis is going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
He can hit. He's a dynamic kid too. He's just a likable kid. Like this is not a personal attacking, guys, but it just feels like a lot of times in sports you have so many dead asses, right?
Right.
Lewis is a good kid. He's likable. I think people will gravitate towards him, and he's a good player. And at third base, I think he now gives you an everyday third baseman that's not going to be in question. Knock on wood, if he can stay healthy, which is, of course, the Twins' mantra.
That's a very good point, because our third basemen have been terrible this year.
Well, Miranda was supposed to be, second year. He's supposed to be good. He didn't do anything, and he's hitting like $125 in AAA now.
I know. I don't know what happens, man. It gets to their head. That's why they should get in the radio, because you just bullshit, and it doesn't matter.
Well, Brittany said I don't have skill, or that we don't have skills, like that's a bad thing. I take great pride in my lack of skills.
In lack of skills.
But you at least know sports.
Yeah, like you have like specialized in something.
That's a real skill. That's a real skill. I can sit there and watch sports and critique professional athletes. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love my job, but the lack of things I can do. I can't fix a damn thing. I can barely replace a bleeping light bulb.
Oh, me too, man. I'm terrible at that. You don't want me anywhere near ladders and that kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
Not a good plan. You know what I mean?
No, it's a terrible plan. I can, but the thing is, I have found out that I can do things effectively if I just apply myself. Like, for instance, laundry. I can figure it out now. I can do that because I just try and fill in between, because my wife basically fixes everything. And so I said, what can I do to not be a complete pain in the ass?
That's nice of you to have that thought, though. It's very self-aware.
Or it's just being a basic human.
But the important part of it is it didn't work.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Have you gone to any games yet this year? Because I have not.
Twins games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to, I don't know, I've been to about eight or so. Because I got a Well, I got a press pass, so it's not like I'm paying to go each time.
Big shot.
Okay,
Yeah.
big deal.
I've got a press pass.
I got a
little
press
laminated press
Here,
pass.
Tom, you kick in 150 G's for 2 tickets because I get free ones. That's nice.
I'll come find you.
In your suite.
Let's be very clear. The press box, you can't like drink beer and stuff, so it's not the ultimate fun experience that Tom had back in the Met Stadium days, screaming at Don Baylor.
Oh, and then Don
He's
Baylor.
awoken.
Then Don Baylor threatening to kill me. That was a good one.
That'll get your heart rate up a little bit.
Oh, he's a little bit bigger than me. I
Yeah.
can promise you that.
I wish I had video of that.
God.
Oh, that's what I said.
He literally comes over and goes, and he's like 1 foot from my face. His face is like right here.
Oh.
And he goes, shut the F up and watch the game.
And you said, yes, sir.
I said, yes, sir,
Yes,
you
sir.
got it.
Done and done.
Anything else I can do for you?
You need a water?
I just had a lot of liquid courage right
Sorry,
now.
sir. Sorry, I was on the phone. What?
What? I wasn't talking to you, Mr.
Talking
Baylor.
to somebody else over here.
I was talking to somebody on the phone. Oh, God, I used to love that. That was so much fun.
Unhinged.
It was
which does bring up the great question for all of us on this show right now. What would have happened in our lives if, say, from our late teens on, camera phones were available?
Oh, I wouldn't have a career. I would not have a
I
career.
would be canceled.
I would be, yeah. I would have done something. I mean, I constantly did ridiculous things.
Yeah.
And cameras got me in trouble anyway.
Did they?
Just regular ones. Yeah, with
What'd you do?
film
With
and
the
I know.
Polaroid?
He just showed us a photo.
Showed us the photo of you and Slash.
Oh, that photo.
Well,
yes.
there's other ones, but yeah, that was actually from
What
the
are you,
film
Bob
days.
Crane?
Oh,
God,
there's a reference.
Bob
Great.
Crane.
I mean, just not when we would go to Moon Dance, and that wasn't that long ago. Luckily, like the camera phones were all digital looking. You couldn't really you can still deny that that's your face, you know?
Boy, we had some fun at those Moon Dance jams.
So that was always so fun with Ray too, because he was just Mr. like even keeled, and I always felt like, yeah, it was so fun going with you. We always had so much fun.
So I was working and you were having fun. That's great.
I've never worked a day in my life, and you knew that before
That's
I got
true.
the show.
So you got to go to Vegas with the morning show and Moon Dance.
Yeah,
See?
while I was working, you know.
And I'd be like, I have to take this week off. I'm going to Moon Dance. And Tom was like, what? You have a job? And I was like, do I?
Downstairs in my bar, I have a framed piece of paper that I got from Walgreens after a weekend at X Fest out in Somerset, Wisconsin. And basically, the piece of paper says, some of the photos that you dropped off here to be printed, they don't meet our standards.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, remember the disposable cameras that you just buy? And you'd show up, you'd throw it in the little envelope, you'd come back 5 days later, they'd print them off. They were like, yeah, no, we aren't going to put these out into society. And I'm like, well, then I shall frame the piece of paper that says that I am not fit to print off photos.
Pray tell Rudy what might have been on some of those photographs.
Tits McGee.
Got quiet.
Yeah.
There.
A lot of mud wrestling.
Were you backstage with corn or a puddle of mud?
Puddle of mud.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
I do too.
Oh,
My name is Puddle of Mud. It's so little kiddish too.
Yeah.
Puddle of Mud.
It is.
Do you know that their band name before Puddle of Mud was called Hurley Spewage?
Oh, no.
Hurley Spewage.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing?
that a
Hurling
real
and spewing?
fact?
That's a real fact, yeah, because I know those guys a little bit. I got some mutual friends. We've hung before, and yeah, boy, they are a mess. That whole outfit. Every band from that time is a super big mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disaster.
I know of a band right now called Marijuana Death Squads.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Plural.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's plural.
MDS.
Yes.
It's right there, no question about it. So, Judd,
Yes, sir.
can we win 2 out of 3 from Houston?
Ooh.
There you go. Ooh.
You know, yes, they can.
They have to.
Yes, they can. It's possible. And then, more importantly, too, or just as importantly, if they win 2 or 3 from the Astros, they can come back here on the weekend. They have 4 games against Cleveland.
Right.
So that's a division foe. And again, it's not a very good team, hopefully, or I don't think it is. So let's say you can win 3 or 4 there, too. So dare I say that they get on some type of roll, Tom Barnard?
Are they still up 2 because they won a game yesterday? Or is it just 1 now?
No, I think it's 2 now because
It is.
Detroit
I
lost.
I thought so, yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was
Yes.
the case. So we're back up to 2, which is good. We almost became a 500 ball club there while we were on the road. That was not good. Or at home, I should say, not on the road.
Yeah, the Toronto was not good. That was a frustrating series. So, what the hell was that Sunday? 3-0.
I know.
You can't score a run. This is where I hope that Royce makes a difference because I think he is going to provide some pop. Because when you're getting beat, Toronto's a good team, but my God, you're at home and you can't score a run. Give me a break.
I know. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. What time do you have to be off today? Is it a 37-day?
This is a 37-day, yes, sir.
Okay, I want to make sure because you started right at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to work the hell out of you for 37 minutes. It's going to be unbelievable.
I'm rested.
I'm well rested. You're well rested and ready to go.
And full of beers. So, yes, let's get to it. Let's do it.
You're still full of beer now?
Well, no, but I was the previous 2 days or so. No, I took yesterday off completely. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday took their toll. So I decided Monday, I am going to take the entire day off.
I remember those days. It was nothing but fun. There's no question about it.
No drama at all.
No.
Oh, drama with me? No way.
No, looking at me? Never.
And Brittany was starting fights, so I did not do that. I'm very peaceful.
Hey, there's 2 F's I was doing, and fighting was just one of them. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
You were doing free range?
Yep, free ranging. Oh God.
He was free ranging. There you go. Glad to hear it. Nothing but class over there.
What can I say?
That's all I have to say to you. In any case, so, okay, the Twins are 2 up again, which we like. I did not expect them to win that game after giving up the Grand Slam, but they did come back and win it. So we got to start winning more games, man. That's all I'm saying. Right?
They got to win series.
They got to win series.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a better way to put
series.
it. Yep.
Just win series. I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure he was not the first to say this, I think that was TK's big thing, right? You got to win series.
You got to win the series, exactly. And now, isn't the season like a third over already?
Well, yeah, we're just about June, so yeah.
Well, at least a quarter.
We're 2 months in.
Jesus, I cannot believe that went by that quickly. I was distracted by doing this show. What the hell? I don't want to be distracted. What about that action? Anything else in sports we should know about? And otherwise, we can move on to some stories, too, because I do want to read one story about what the best karaoke songs are. But I want you to be on for that one.
From our standpoint, no, we're good. Twins are it because, of course, the Wild and Wolves can't win a damn playoff series, and so the conference finals in the NBA are done. The National Hockey League Stanley Cup is set, and I know everyone on the show is going to be shocked. It doesn't involve Minnesota teams.
Hockey, the state of hockey, and we've never won a Stanley Cup. I just don't get it.
It's my passion. I love that sport. That is my favorite sport, and it is beyond frustrating. 2 Stanley Cup finals. So the North Stars were here from 67 to 93. They went to the finals and lost twice. The Wild has now been here since 2000, and they have never been past the 3rd round. And that was in their 3rd year of existence.
My favorite thing about professional hockey is to being over at a place, Francine Nanny's house. I don't know if you know Francine Nanny or not, but we're at her house. I don't give Louie any credit. It's all her house, right?
Of course, yes.
I just loved watching hockey with Lou Nanny because every time it would end with, Jesus Christ. That was so great. Louie gets so pissed off. He's watching a game. He has no control over it. And he did not like not having any control over those games. I will tell you that.
Well, he's told the story that he had to quit as GM of the Stars because the doctor basically said, if you don't quit, you're going to die.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I guess I'll quit. Because we get so intense. He told me once that the North Stars were playing a playoff game in Toronto. And he was GM of the team. And he left the arena and went and saw a movie. During his team's game, he didn't hit it.
I love that. That works for me. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be right back, though, correct? You'll be with us still till 30.
I'll be with you, yes.
I'm glad to hear that. Tom Barnard here. Consider me your doctor of throttle therapy. On and off the water, by the way. Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Enjoy more sunsets on the water, entertain the kids, and just float all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge. The Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons and fishing boats are in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at the Power Lodge. I used to live on a lake in Golden Valley, and I can tell you that it's a great life. Even if you don't live on the water, though, it can be just as much fun when you take your boat and trailer to experience the fun of an afternoon on any one of our 10,000-plus Minnesota lakes. Enjoy the best days of summer with friends in a brand new Bennington pontoon. Brittany, where's your pontoon?
I'm waiting for you to buy us a pontoon.
Okay.
The show pontoon.
The show.
Pontoon.
Yeah, the pontoon.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Come aboard.
Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer on the planet. My friends at the family-owned and operated Power Lodge brought Miller Marine into the family, and so there's a throttle therapy prescription from your buddy Tommy B. Go to powerlodge.com and millermarine.com and get on the water. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching MyPillow 2.0. When Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with the brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread. The MyPillow 2.0 is the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one free offer with promo code TOM. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146 to get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
Hi, this is Judd Zulgad. You know, summertime weather is here, and that means fun in the sun. The beach, ballpark, or barbecues are even more enjoyable when you're healthier and more active. Let Livia Weight Control Centers help you make the most of our beautiful summer days. Livia's premier all-access offer of 50% off plus a free gift is on now, but exclusive for 1 week only. You could lose up to 15 pounds or more by the 4th of July. Imagine that. They'll help you develop a personalized nutrition plan that's doctor recommended. I lost 40 pounds a couple of years ago, and here's the best part. Livia is going to help you, just like they did me, keep that weight off. So their dietitians and nutritionists not only help you shed those excess pounds, but keep them off as well. Summertime is here, and Livia wants you to make the most of it. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com. Livia's premier all-access offer, 50% off plus a free gift, exclusive 1 week only. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. Livia, voted Minnesota's best weight loss program 2 years in a row. Offer ends on Friday.
Look at that show just flying by yet again.
Holy bucket.
Go.
It's 9:20.
I know.
You know, Brittany, you mentioned that we were laughing about Moondance Jam, and we just heard REO Speedwagon. Very disappointed, and here's what happened. They had REO Speedwagon and Moondance Jam, and it was a great show. Kevin Cronin sounded great, looked great, and I found out that Dish Network was going to have the show, and they were going to, from Moondance Jam, and they were going to show it on Dish Network. And I didn't have Dish Network, and went to a buddy's house that had it. I was all excited. I want to see the Moondance Jam I was just at, and it comes on. First of all, they got rid of the radio station banner. Somehow they were able to paint over the banner. We owned the stage, so the call letters were gone. And then somebody auto-tuned Kevin Cronin.
No.
For the Dish Network. So it didn't even sound like
Why?
it. He was right on it, too. He didn't have one bad note that whole show, and they auto-tuned him. So he sounded like this little robot.
So who did that?
I don't know. Some genius at Dish Network that touched up the whole thing and completely ruined it. I was like, he doesn't need auto-tune.
I don't understand it. I need auto-tune. Get man. What do you think?
To get on the run, baby.
All right, speaking of singing, what are the best karaoke songs? I do have mine. Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
I have more karaoke songs I don't like other people singing.
Oh, I understand.
My favorite. And What's Up from 4 Non-Blondes at the top of the list. As soon as I hear the guitar start, it's time for me. I don't even smoke. It's time for me to take a cigarette.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I can't be in the building if I hear What's Up.
Okay, do you have one favorite, though?
That I like to do?
Or that you like to hear?
I like to hear done?
Whatever. But what more like you do?
Anything done by Merle Haggard, I really like.
I love Merle Haggard.
Because, people that aren't the best singers can still kind of follow along and do it okay and pull it off. So, and some of those, the country songs I like.
That's a good point you're making because I'm on the other side of that because the one that I pick is the biggest bitch of a song to sing.
What is it?
I'll go last.
Oh, okay.
But it's not an easy song to sing, especially the way the woman sings it. Holy Christ, is she good.
Loving You from Minnie Riperton.
That's not singing, actually. That's just chirping. All right, Brittany, what do you got? What's your favorite karaoke song?
I usually partner up because I'm, I'm terrible.
Okay.
So I always did Proud Mary, and I would let them be Tina, and I would just go rolling, but I'd get to dance. I'm an amazing background dancer.
Oh, I believe that.
Very talented.
Yeah.
So I always would lean into that, find somebody who could sing, and I would just be the rolling, and
that's good.
Yeah, like I know where I fall, and it is.
Well, you had fun.
I had a blast.
So there you go. That's all that matters. All right, what do you got? What's your favorite?
Belle Biv DeVoe, Poison. And
that's right. You told us
for
that.
the reason that Brittany said, I like to do dancing too, and it's all about the dancing to me because I can't really sing that well. So you know, it's just about the performance of it. And what I do is, this is bad. Every time I go up, I try to get the crowd on my side.
Yeah, of course.
And I say, hey guys, my name's Ali. I'm really nervous. This is the first time I've ever done karaoke.
Liar.
And I'm, this is my biggest fear, and I'm stepping up.
If you guys wouldn't mind just giving me a little extra room. And then the drunk crowd is just like, yeah, go girl!
You are a manipulator.
Oh, for sure.
Liar.
Butter them up.
Yeah.
Liar.
Works every time.
Okay, Judd, what do you got?
I'm probably with Ray here. I would go Johnny Cash. Now, just to be clear, have never done this before.
Oh, you've never done karaoke?
No, and as drunk as I've been at times in bars, I've never even been tempted to.
Johnny Cash is a good pick.
It is a good pick, yeah.
But again, Ray, that's like in what you're talking about. If you pick the right Cash song, you can actually get through it without it being a complete abomination, probably.
That's a good thing.
Love is a burning thing. Get through that.
You're good at that, yeah.
And it makes
Rudy, what do you got?
ring.
For how much I hate 80s songs that sound like they came right out of the 80s, Starship's Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now is my jam.
That's a good one.
It's a great song.
Do I even know that song? How does it go?
And we can build this thing together, standing strong forever. Yeah, Mannequin 2. Mannequin on the Move. That's where that song came from. The movie.
Mannequin 2?
Yeah.
Mannequin on the Move.
Mannequin on the Move.
You knew the little subline.
Do you have an emotional attachment to that movie?
No, Tom was going to say something about that being whiter than what?
It's the whitest song ever recorded.
It really is.
It really
very white.
is. That's actually.
They'll be hanging us together.
When you can clap.
And you can clap along.
Hey, I was listening to a 50s show on Sirius XM hosted by Pat Boone on Sunday mornings.
I love
right?
Pat.
He does
Great
a show, and it's
guy.
actually a very good show, and he does a lot of the MOR type stuff from the 50s.
Sure.
And I didn't realize he did a version of, he's pretty clean cut. He did a version of Drinking Wine Spodioti.
Oh, sure.
But it was Having Fun Spodioti.
Oh, so he didn't drink the wine anymore?
Having fun, Spodioti, having fun. Even he kind of made fun of it. He goes, I'm a teetotaler, so I changed it to having fun instead of drinking wine.
I love it. No question about it. So, actually, I have two favorite karaoke songs.
Here we go.
And they're both a bitch to sing. Chances Are. Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis. You ever try to sing Johnny Mathis?
Chances are.
It ain't easy.
I can't even imagine you doing that.
I can't even place that song. How does it go?
It goes, chances are, because I wear a silly grin the moment you come into view. You know that song, don't you?
Wow.
Well, can't you just sing it in a different, in a different range?
Chances are, because I wear a silly grin.
The Andre the Giant version.
That wasn't bad at all. You remind me, I had an officer.
That was good.
I was an officer. There was an officer I was in the Army with who would always sing, "Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, caused by you."
Caused by you.
Little
Exactly.
Anthony, isn't it?
Yep. Little Anthony and the Imperials.
That's a hard voice to do.
But the number one, and you can all try singing this one because it's a real thrill, At Last. Remember that song?
Oh, Etta James.
Last, Etta James, baby. The greatest song ever sung. God, she nailed that song.
Is that one of those songs when you're singing it, you realize how slow you have to really go because she takes her time and in a beautiful way.
That's true.
But when you're on stage there, you're like, "At last." Like that's.
What a singer.
It's
oh
so
my
beautiful.
God, what a singer. You know why she wasn't bigger?
Hmm.
Because she wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. She was overweight and not pretty, and therefore it kind of It didn't ruin her career, but it certainly didn't let her grow to the heights she should have grown
Yeah.
to.
Well, that's what they told Mary Clayton too.
Yeah, that's right.
They said that we already have an Aretha. We don't need another one.
How
what they
terrible to hear that.
Yeah.
There's another woman, though. Oh, my God, that girl could sing.
Mm-hmm.
Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was as good as it got. Now she's gone.
What's the big song that her sister did?
Her sister?
Her sister, I think it was her sister, Irma.
She has a sister, Irma? I never knew this.
Aretha and
Yeah.
Irma.
Franklin?
Get back inside.
Yeah, who did a song that was covered by somebody else and is huge and is done often in
Really?
karaoke.
What?
Might have been a little song you might have heard of called "Piece of My Heart."
Piece of
Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, absolutely.
Covered it. That's actually Irma Franklin.
Really?
Come on.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
she could belt it out, huh?
Oh, it's awesome. It's a R&B feel, a little different feel to it, but it's really good.
Speaking of ugly singers,
who's that?
Joplin. We just brought her up. Janis Joplin.
Oh, we all stared at you because I was like, which one?
It's pretty hard to argue that point. And by the way, you said she was a singer, which she was not.
She's such a that screeching. If I, I was never a big fan.
I wasn't either.
Not at all.
You didn't think she was a good singer?
Not
just
at all.
She's a hollerer. She
Oh.
was
Yeah,
a
she
hollerer.
hollered.
I mean,
She
I liked
hollered.
her, but I like the angsty woman. Like I'm into that.
I understand. I understand that. So
Poor Janis Joplin just took a beating on this show right now.
Right?
Well, Cry
Rudy
Baby,
comes in with
come on.
speaking
That's
of
another
ugly
one that was a
singers.
cover. The original Cry Baby was very good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who did it. I can't remember. But that's a cover, too. And the original was much not so screamy.
Do you have a favorite Janis Joplin quote? Because I do.
Let's hear it.
She did this actually live on the microphone. She was introduced to a Catholic priest, found him to be attractive, and said, on the microphone, "Can you guys bawl?" She wanted to screw a priest. It's like, oh my God.
They actually
There's
made a show
another
about
porn
that.
thing, and we're
Fleabag.
getting.
Was it called?
She shot her
Fleabag.
Fleabag? Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Fleabag. There you go.
Shot her shot. So
She
good
shot
for
her
her.
shot. But he kind of went, well, boy, look at the time.
Right?
I'd love to schmooze.
He's
but
like, not no.
I got to get back to church.
yeah, it's about time, isn't it, to get back to church, take care of things. But no, I mean, I did not realize it until many, many years ago that I've always been more attracted to women singers than men. Isn't that weird? You would think as a man you'd be attracted to men singing.
I
And
agree with you.
Look, they're great singers, don't get me wrong, but there are many more great women singers.
I gotta agree with that. There's some really fantastic female singers.
Phenomenal.
And then
They
even
can
the ones
also
that
really
do the
write,
talk
Ray.
sing. How about the talk singers like Della Reese?
Oh, yeah, Della Reese, yeah.
She kind of talks part of it and then holds the air. And at the
Yep,
end,
it's true.
she's kind of a talk singer. Like Neil Diamond's kind of a talk singer, especially as he's gotten older.
Yeah.
Oh, God, my Neil Diamond story. Very quick, Judd. You'll like this story, I think.
Yeah.
So, about when did the Jazz Singer come out? Remember Neil Diamond saying on the Jazz Singer? What that came out, like 78, 79, something like that? Is that right?
I'm looking.
The Jazz Singer by Neil
Right.
Diamond.
There's these devices they can look that up.
I'm
Look
looking
at them
at-
go.
It's a device.
Let's see.
Because, well, it's not really important. Well, I can tell a story while you're looking up the year.
1980.
Yeah.
So it was 80. Yeah, I thought it was 79, so it was 80. I'm at home, 3515 Penn Avenue North, and my phone rings, again, desktop phone. And I answer the phone, and I go, hello, and he goes, it's Tom. And he did that too. He went, Tom, it's Neil Diamond. I said, how you doing, Neil? Because his other work was on Columbia, but the Jazz Singer came out on Capitol Records. So that's why I was working with him. Tom, I just called to tell you something. I have some bad news for you. I said, okay, Neil, what's the bad news? And he said, I won't be able to spend Christmas with you and your family this year. And I was thinking, well, you never have before either.
Yeah, well,
So-
that hit hard.
Apparently, he called all 22 regional guys and the 3 national guys to tell him he couldn't spend Christmas with them.
What?
What? Indeed.
What?
Now, Catherine, I adore that woman. I adore my wife. So we go see a guy, and his name was Neil Zirconium. Get it? A fake diamond?
I like that.
Neil Zirconium. And she's sitting in the front row, and he's belting out. And he sounded just like Neil Diamond. looked like him, sounded like him, all the rest of it. We're sitting from me to Ray. So it's about, 8 feet?
Yeah.
He finishes the last song, and Catherine, who apparently had a drink or two, turns to her buddy and says in full voice, God, he sounds just like Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond sucks.
It hurt. That's so funny.
Okay, Catherine. I guess Neil Zirconium and I might be in the parking lot slugging it out.
And she's not wrong, okay, you guys? Money talks. And I like him, but no.
Not the greatest singer.
He's not the voice of a generation.
No, he's just an entertainer.
No, he is. And like you said, he's a shtick. And he gets it. We get it. We love it.
Yeah, Tom and I could agree. Who loves the Beatles more than us? They were the absolute most excellent musicians and singers of all times. They were just very good and entertainers, and it's the memories of the music and where we were and what it brings us back to, not how great they were accurately.
And the sensation.
Phenomenal musician all the way around.
Phenomenal.
All the way around. But like the guitar work of George Harrison and those early guitar solos were a little lumpy. But I still love them, and I can play a lumpy air guitar with it every time I hear him, too.
How fun that there was a whole nation just swarming around that, and you guys were all involved in that. Like, I get that. That must have been so uniting and felt really fun, and just to jump on, with a whole bunch of people excited about something.
Yeah, that won't ever happen again either.
Was that here when one of you guys was talking about, somebody asked the John and Paul if Ringo was the best drummer in rock and roll?
Yeah, but tell us again. That is so fun.
Cold.
You got to say it. It's so fun.
Yeah, I brought that up last week. Yeah,
I thought it was here.
Tell us again, yeah.
A reporter asked John and Paul if Ringo was the best drummer in rock and roll, and Paul said, he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. That's cold.
That's good.
That is
There's a
cold.
chance he was right. That Paul was right.
Yeah, well, he might have been right.
Well, I'd understood that Paul actually re-recorded the drums on Golden Slumber.
He did.
Yeah, because then you can tell there's some punch behind those, and it's a different
Great
style.
Drummer.
Yeah,
great drummer.
But great everything.
Okay, now Judd only has a couple of minutes left, so I'm running. You got 2 minutes still, don't you, Judd?
Yep, I
sure. So I want to run this by you. The best karaoke songs. Do you have one that we all talked about them? So would that be your favorite karaoke song? Each one of you?
Yeah, I went with an artist, but I couldn't pick one out.
Yeah,
Okie from Muskogee, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's a question that'll get a million different answers. What's the best karaoke song? We had 5 different answers.
Yeah.
No question about it. People on TikTok are arguing about it after some guy with 3 million followers posted his top 5 picks. He didn't rank them, but thinks the last one here is the best if it's done well. His picks are "Since You've Been Gone" by Kelly Clarkson. I don't know that song.
Oh, that would be incredibly tough. That's a reach, man.
Is it a country deal?
It's pop.
Yeah, it's just one of those songs that you belt out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Girls when they get
But
broken
you got to
up
be
with.
able to get way up there.
Yeah, you got to be good.
Okay, they better be right about this, otherwise I'm going to tear this sumbitch right out of the screen. "Since You've Been Gone" by Kelly Clarkson, followed by "Respect" by Aretha Franklin.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
I'm sorry, nobody is going to beat out Aretha Franklin. Ain't going to happen.
No, but it feels so good to spell respect fast because I feel like she made sure we got that C in there.
Remember Vegas one year? They kept doing that song and it was like, I can't understand Aretha Franklin. RPTCZ. Really? What are you spelling, sir? Because it ain't
your
respect.
Vegas trips.
Oh, yeah. RZFG something. Yeah,
I try to stay away from any songs that involve spelling.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Probably a good idea.
Rudy, we're gonna keep you out of that
Probably
one.
good.
You ever heard someone try to do, I think it was Del Reeves, I think, did The Girl on the Billboard?
Oh, yes. Yep.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
All right, your boys got to go, so I got to get to these. "Come On, Eileen" by Dexy's Midnight Runners. I hate that goddamn song. Come on, Eileen. Oh, God. "In Island in the Sun" by Weezer. I don't know that one.
That's an easy one to sing,
It
too.
is easy,
Is it?
yeah.
It's great. And finally, "It's the End of the World as We Know It" by R.E.M., but only if you memorized it. If you nail it, it'll crush. It'll not flop. So they think "The End of the World as We Know It" by R.E.M. Well, it's more talking than it is singing, isn't it?
6 o'clock TV hour. Doug goes out of it.
Right. It's mostly talking. So how could they?
Good luck memorizing that song, though. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's
People
all
do it.
true.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's it does bring down the house when done well.
It makes me think of that scene in Tommy Boy when
Yeah,
they
yeah.
try to sing along with it.
Oh,
And they're
God,
like,
Tommy Boy.
And you just have one
Leonard
word.
Bernstein.
Leonard Bernstein.
Nobody mentioned tequila yet.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
You know all the words. You can memorize that one, though.
That one, I know all the words.
Yeah.
All the word.
All the word.
I know all the word. Absolutely. That's amazing.
Oh, that was such a good dad joke.
All right. Judd has got to hit the road, unfortunately.
Bye, Judd.
All right,
Not
we'll
fair.
talk to you tomorrow. See
Thanks,
ya.
Judd. Take it easy. Sports dad, as he was labeled on the show this morning. No, I mean, that stuff is fun. Passolt and I used to go to do karaoke every weekend with our wives, and our wives got really sick of it. I will tell you.
I do get tired of it. It was one of those things for a while. It was so popular to go to karaoke at the VFW Uptown.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember hitting a point going, I just want to hear the actual people sing it.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to real music.
I understand that. I cannot picture a karaoke bar there.
Oh, yeah, at the VFW Uptown. They had
VFW in Uptown. That's
Yeah.
not a real good match.
It was so popular when I was in my early 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
They redid
Where
it
was
too. It's on.
I don't even know what street
Hennepin?
it's. Yeah, I think it's just off the main drag.
Yeah.
It's,
So Hennepin and Lake?
yeah,
It's a lake in Lindale.
Is it
Oh, it's
Lake
like in Lindale. Okay.
JK,
Okay.
thanks, Rudy.
Oh, I know where you're talking about. Yep.
Yep.
I go to the Arby's over there on Emerson. Yeah,
Oh, Arby's dropped.
Oh boy,
the Arby's drop. I actually haven't been there in quite some time, but I got to go.
it's gone.
Oh, that's right.
It's
That's
gone.
right. It's gone
They,
now.
they took the sign down. They took it all down. Now I think the high rise sits in that old spot.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's sad.
Jesus. You know what's sad? I don't get to that area anymore. I used to hang out there all the time.
It looks so different.
It does. It looks totally different, and it's too bad. Why are we letting them destroy our city? I don't get it.
It's funny when like we were emotionally attached to a chain restaurant because that's how I felt when 50th in France lost their DQ. I was so heartbroken that DQ just was gone.
50th in France. Where was it?
It was on technically 50th. Just like kitty corner. It's next to, I'm going to help you, Athleta. It was right over there. But
So it was
I know
right
where
at
that
50th in France.
Yeah.
I do not remember that Dairy Queen at all.
I have a lot.
That's weird.
Yeah, I went to that one a lot. And that one under is like now if you live in that area, getting to a DQ is so far away. But
Now, was it on the, let's say, the northeast corner of that intersection?
northeast, correct, yes.
You know who tore that down?
Whoa.
Bilski. That's where his bank is now.
Is his bank in a
Bilski.
DQ?
What are the odds?
Way to go, Bilski. You hoodlum.
He owes Brittany a DQ.
No, if,
Yes, he does.
if that would be so cool,
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
It's on the northeast corner is Bilski's bank.
The
North
northwest
American Bank
corner
of
of Central Avenue and Osborne, there's a auto. It's called Moto Max, I believe. It's a used car lot.
Moto
Do you know what
Max.
used to be on that corner? It was a
Now,
chain restaurant that is
which
no
corner?
on the northwest corner of Central Avenue and Osborne in Spring Lake Park.
The Red Barn.
No, I love Red Barn. That was 49th and Central. I love Red Barn. That's
there
where the
you
Taco
go.
Bell is now. No,
Okay.
this one is no, Red Barn's no longer with us either. But
No,
this one,
no.
I think the original restaurant still exists in Los Angeles area, but it was a national chain that doesn't work very well today called Sambo's.
Oh, I remember Sambo's.
Sambo's.
What did they change the name to after Sambo?
I don't. Was it Burger Chef?
No.
No.
Bosa.
Bosa.
Because it was Sam and Bo.
Oh.
They're two nice Jewish boys.
I remember they started
Sam
calling
and
them
Bo.
Bosas. Yes.
Bosa. Yep. They shortened it, which is a horrible name.
Yeah, it was terrible. I
Let's go
didn't
with the
remember that until
Bosa.
just now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wrong. It's the southeast. So he was across the street from where North America is.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's south.
So that's where it was.
Well, he's off the hook now.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, Bilski, you got
I was going to say, Bilski, check the freezer. Are there any dilly bars? I was going to
ice
say,
cream
that's
sandwich.
going to be next stop.
Little ice cream sandwich from Bilski over there.
I'll take it.
Sounds
I don't
good to
care.
me.
Those things don't
8
go
years
bad.
old?
I don't
No,
mind.
of course not.
They get better with age.
They do.
It's
Just
all true. Big listeners to the show, by the way, over at the one on 50th in France.
I love Bilski.
So it's nice to know. Bilski. You got to say his name right.
Bilski.
Bilski.
I can't even say my neighbor's name, Bill, without saying it kind of that way.
I-
Bill.
I know. I understand.
It ruins you.
No question about it. So everything else is good?
Yeah, I just got reminded of a story I completely forgot happened at Moon Dance Jam.
Oh, Oh, yeah.
Can I tell this?
Well, which one? Nah.
I think you should just say it in code. It's a good story.
Can I just say it in code? I won't say specifics.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It needs to be shared with the world.
So we were at, I was doing that thing where I wasn't working and went to Moondance Jam for KQ. And we were having a very fun weekend. And Ray goes to the bathroom and he drops something he found very valuable in the outhouse.
In the toilet, yeah.
And the toilet's a nice word, but it was a very used, very, very occupied outhouse. So he goes, don't worry. He runs to all of us interns. He goes, who has hand sanitizer? Who has hand sanitizer? And we're like, calm down. And then he tells us what happens. He reached for this very valuable item that he needed all weekend. And I just start ragging on him. You're disgusting. I can't believe you put your hand in that. You're the grossest. Oh, my God. So he reaches his hand up, sticks it in my mouth, and just holds it there.
What?
Right.
The hand that was just 2 minutes ago was in the toilet.
Wrist deep in the toilet.
What?
Because I'm verbally attacking him how disgusting he is.
Oh, my
and I just
God.
sit there with
Do emotion.
I sit there with it in my mouth just in shock. And like, I'm sure I was just giving you the worst time ever. And I just sit there going like, all right, game represent.
I remember there was temporary tattoos went flying like 20 feet in the air. You're like, ah!
So like it was just one of those moments. I completely forgot that even happened. That's how of a hot mess I was of a person. Did not even remember a poop hand in my mouth.
Ah, Jesus.
Multiple poops. Hand.
Oh, God.
Blue liquid. No, I actually had already done the full mega
I didn't know that.
sanitizing.
I didn't know
It
that
tasted
was
more like alcohol.
Right? Which I didn't mind at the
It
time.
blended in.
You're like,
That
I
was
know
so
this taste.
funny. And that just is like such a good snapshot of our friendship is like, they're right there.
Well, and then there was, remember the phony beards? That was a thing.
Oh, yeah,
for
we
a
had the
while.
fake beards
and,
for a
and
while.
you were deployed one year.
Yeah.
So the other promotional people put on fake beards and took photos to send to you.
And they sent me fake beards and
Yeah.
fake mustaches. And so when, what's his name came? Who's the one with the classic beard that we always talk about? Geraldo came overseas.
Oh.
I had a fake mustache that was a Geraldo one that Cassie had sent me. So I put on that fake mustache, and while he was doing his live broadcast, I was in the background with it. Next thing I know, he's grabbing me, making me come on air with him, and the lady in the studio is like rolling her eyes, going, "What are we doing here?" And it was so hot. It was like 100 degrees in Kuwait. And my mustache is just like slipping down my lip, so I can't even talk. And he's just going, "Oh, look at that!" I was like, "Shouldn't you be doing actual news?"
And
like,
you're just smiling ear to ear too, so it's like
But
coming
suddenly
off.
there's comedy.
I know,
There's this war
right?
coverage, and then there's this Brittany with the mustache.
the only female there. Yeah, that was just wild. So that was all happening while you were working, Tom.
Your mom was like sitting somewhere, like, "Look, that's my daughter with the mustache."
Just deployed.
You said that was Geraldo?
Yeah.
He's actually a very nice guy in person.
Super nice.
He's very
Teeny.
pleasant. Yeah, he's not tiny guy.
Tiny. Everyone was like, all the Army guys are like, "Whoa, he's teeny," and he was wearing like kind of fancy jeans, and they had like a little bit of glitter on the butt. So of course the Army guys are like, "Are you?" But he was just like a thimble around his waist.
Yeah, he is. Really nice man, though. I was very, very impressed. He's a good buddy of Don Shelby's.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I could see that friendship for sure.
Yep, they're good pals. So it's always nice to meet people because it's always a shocker to me. It's like the ones they're that big and are nice. I like, and then there are people that's kind of on the rise and are arrogant as a son of a bitch.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you're not even close to there yet. Calm down.
Yeah.
Then there's people that I've been warned that were people were going to be arrogant and then turned out not to be.
That happens.
I did an interview with Don Henley of the Eagles, of course, the Don Henley. And there's
Yeah.
people, actually, again, I got the call from the people.
Right.
And the people said, "No, Don's a little quiet, and his answers are kind of slow, and he comes off a little cold. Just want to, the guy was just, you could tell he was just going through this. He's got something he's reading from. He's just general warning." But I got Don on, and he was great. But I tried to ask him different stuff, not the same. So where do the Eagles come from? Where did that all come? I didn't want to ask all the same questions.
Yeah.
Right.
So being car guy, one of the first things as an icebreaker, I said, "What's the first car you ever owned?" And all of a sudden we were like buddies. And I got to ask him, and he told me, and he was fondly remembering, Suicide, Plymouth, Door Plymouth, and we did this, we did that. And I'm like, "Tell me about, this, that, and the other thing." I got him to talk about Linda Ronstadt, and it was just cool. And so he wasn't cold, he wasn't a bad guy. And 5 days later, I kid you not, I got in the mail. I got a handwritten thank you card from him.
Oh,
dear Ray, and all handwritten and signed and dated, and I have it now framed on the wall of the Don Henley Boys of Summer album on my wall at home.
That's very cool.
I remember you told me though that he misspelled Ray, R-E-Y, but.
And Eric.
But I thought that was super cool. The guy that was supposed to be, he take the time out and lick a stamp and mailed it to me.
I've heard you do that in interviews, and I've heard you do that on interviews where you guys completely disarm somebody by not asking them the questions you think you're going to ask and tap into kind of where they're from, something
I hear about them a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's so cool. I've spent my whole careers in parentheses listening to you do that and Tom do that, and I think that is so talented.
I don't know about that.
We talked about this before, and Tom, and you rolled your eyes because I said the company ended up taking that interview and removing me from it and sending it out to everybody else and having their own DJs ask the question.
Why would they do that? Why?
So my interview was showing up in other markets with a different DJ. Hey, so what's your favorite car? Hey, man.
Did they tell you they were going to do that?
No, I found out after that. That was the compliment paid to me. And by the way, Ray, your interview's being played all in the other rock markets, and they just took you out. And
whose idea was that?
That was Scott Jameson.
Oh, Scott, what the hell are you doing? God. All right, we have to take a break. No, just because of that, I'm taking a break. Damn it. Had enough of this, for Christ's sake. This is Tommy B for our new advertiser, Niemeyer Trailer Sales. They've been a part of Minnesota since 1965. The name says it all. They are family, and that's very true, by the way. If you want to take your passion on the road and make memories camping wherever you want, no motors, but pulled trailer RVs, go to Niemeyer Trailer Sales. Father Jim, I like it. Father Jim Sr.
Oh, big man.
Started the business, and now brother and sister team Tim and Lisa handle Albertville with Jim Jr. at the helm in Elko New Market. The best name in non-motorized RVs with great deals on the best brands like Rockwood and Northwood. Niemeyer Trailer Sales truly outservices their competition with personable employees, often sons and daughters of this third-generation family-owned business who simply do what they say they will do every time because their names are on the building. And with a huge selection in RV service pros, you will leave satisfied no matter what you're looking for. And by the way, that all is true. It's one of the reasons that I agreed to endorse the product because it's all about their family, and I love that, except for he likes you guys, which I was very pissed off about.
Yeah.
Really upset.
Everyone has flaws.
It's true. You will leave satisfied no matter what you're looking for. They take care of every memory maker. I mean, customer that comes in their Albertville or Elko New Market location. Head to NIEMEYERS.com. Put your passion on the road. Niemeyer Trailer Sales.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialke Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you'll receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sheets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM. Or go to mypillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM.
It's the Memorial Day auction from Air Mechanical. Your chance to save up to 70% on items. Like this. You can save up to 70% on these amazing items and services. Bid now on a super high efficiency plus condensing tankless water heater from Rinnai. Enjoy an endless supply of hot water. Also bid on Aerosteel duct sealing. Very effective way to improve the efficiency of heating and cooling systems by reducing air leakage. Just go to TomBernardShow.com and enter keyword auction to bid now. That's TomBernardShow.com and enter keyword auction.
There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Bernard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. God, you just reminded me of something that I had forgotten all about. We were talking about Chicago and how much I used to love going to work down there. I was at A+ for years, Sharon. I love you. I know you listen, Sharon. But I used to love going to Chicago. I did for 40 years.
Yeah.
It was magnificent. But one of my least favorite memories, what's the name of the restaurant that was on top of the Hancock building? There's a restaurant on the very top floor, and I can't remember the name of it. Doesn't matter what the name of it is. But apparently the server misinterpreted what I said because I had to go. So she walked past, and I was, 26 or something, so I'm a smart ass.
Which has changed so much.
And I say to her, would you do me a favor, bring me my check, because I got to hit the bricks, right? She goes, what? And I said, I got to go. She goes, that's not what you said. I said, yeah, I just said I got to hit the bricks. That means I got to go. She goes, do you know that somebody jumped off this building yesterday? I'm like, whoa! Little 90-story plunge. That must have felt good when he hit. But within 24 hours, he jumps, and I say, I got to hit the bricks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
The odds there.
Yeah, what are the odds of that
mean,
being the case?
Okay.
Oh, she was very visibly upset, too.
I bet.
Because she apparently was in the building when he jumped.
Oh, my God.
You know one thing I love about that building? Depends, because there's a lot of wind in Chicago, wind, windy city and the whole deal. The Hancock building, and we got video, so this will work. Depending on which way the wind blows, the building sits like this. It literally curves in the middle because the wind pushes the top over. Mm-hmm. It's really weird.
There's a new building designed by one of the #1 female architects. The building's called Falling Water, and it's kind of like a little bit of a swiggle, the building itself. But then somewhere around the 80th floor to the 85th floor, it's just open. So the wind can go through.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There's more condos on top.
Yep, that's
just
smart.
Holes for floors so the wind can go through. So the whole building doesn't just sway back and forth.
Because it will.
Isn't that insane? Yeah.
Should point out, too, during the break, I'm like, who would want to live in Chicago? And Allie's like,
I thought he was joking the whole time.
I wasn't at all.
Teasing her.
Because I had forgotten. It's been so long since I'd seen Allie. I knew years ago. It's been a few years now.
I literally
Allie
thought
went
you
to
were
Chicago,
just going
really? And I was looking right at her when I said it. It comes off like I was kidding, but I was like, it's because it's just so crowded. That's not because I hate it.
I get it. It's not for everybody because, in a big city, everything is competitive. Parking, whatever
it's
you
just
want to
do,
it's a hassle.
It's stressful.
Yeah, and in Minneapolis, it's that's the beautiful thing about Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's you want to do something, you're there in 15 minutes, you're parked, you're in.
Right.
It's cheap, it's good. If you want to go somewhere else, you can.
Okay, we got to go around the room because I do have a least favorite city in America.
Ooh.
I do. There's no question about it. And I'm not wild about L.A., but it's so much fun because you run into so many people and other luminaries and that kind of great restaurants and that kind of stuff. So, Musso and Frank's right there across. Well, I worked there for many, many years at the Capitol Tower. So, I don't like it as much as I like Chicago. Let me put it that way. L.A. is just above okay for me. Okay, Rudy, least favorite city in America.
There's a couple of them.
All right, see, that's good.
Rudy's been around the block.
Yeah, I've been a few places. I would probably say my least favorite would have to be, I know I'm going to take a lot of heat for this because it's got great food and it's got a cool vibe and it's got history. San Francisco.
Whoa.
It's gotten too out of hand. It's gotten too crazy with the homeless. It's gotten too crazy with the woke left. It's gotten too crazy with the parking, with the price, I just can't do it anymore. For how much I love that city, the last time I was there, I just went, no more. I'm done.
I could see that totally. Because I was there a bunch of years back. Yep, I agree with Rudy on that.
You're going to San Francisco in 2 weeks?
You guys are just offending me.
Who would want to ever go to San Francisco?
There's a restaurant there, and it's called, what's the name of the island? Fallon Island or Fallon something Island. But there's a restaurant named after it. Go to that restaurant.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
Okay.
It's Fallen, and I can't remember that. It's Fallon. It's not Falun Gong, but something like that.
Okay.
Really good. But I still love, there's great things there. But Catherine and Andy had just been born. KQ took a trip out. We're going to see the Oakland A's and the Minnesota Twins at A's Stadium.
Fun.
Okay?
That sounds like a blast.
It was wonderful. We're pushing Andy down the street in a stroller. He's about, at that time, 4 or 5 months old. And this convertible comes by with an older guy driving it with his arm around a much younger guy with his head on the older guy's shoulder. Mm-hmm. And as they drive by, the younger guy lifts his head, looks at Catherine and me and goes, effing breeders.
Don't us
What?
It's pretty funny.
How the hell did you get here, asshole?
It's pretty funny.
How is that funny?
I mean, if it was one of those things that somebody just shouted, it would be so funny because it's so ridiculous.
Stupid breeder.
Let's not be saying my wife is effing anything.
No, but
That's
it's
all I'm
also
saying.
if you take a step back and just go, that is so ridiculous. You're right.
It's
Where did you come
ridiculous.
from? Where the humanity of it all is hilarious.
Okay, Ali, least favorite city in America.
Ooh, okay, this is tough. Because I usually try to find something good anywhere I go.
Yeah.
I did not love Des Moines.
Is that a city?
I mean,
does that even count?
Does that count? It doesn't really count. I mean, I love Boston. I love New York.
Oh, Boston's one of my favorite places.
I love LA. I love San Francisco.
There you go.
I haven't spent enough time in St. Louis to make a judgment. It's hard. It's hard for
I
me
feel
to
like
get down
I'm
on
gonna
things.
suck at this game too because it's anytime, even when I went someplace.
What do you mean I'm gonna suck at this game too? She just said you suck at this game.
She's
Did you hear
terrible
that?
at it.
I'm terrible at it.
Know thyself. I also, because I've been places for the Army, and we've always had a blast there because you just hang out with the locals. I mean, I drank moonshine from a hole. A guy dug up a glass jar of moonshine,
What
and we
area
drank it. And
of
had
Tennessee were you in?
I was in South Carolina.
Okay.
There you go.
So fun.
Checks.
And when we landed in Alabama, I'd had fun. Texas, a blast. San Antonio there's terrible parts of San Antonio, but again, so fun.
I mean, Tampa, I guess. Maybe. Fort Lauderdale. Florida.
What's that? Oh, you don't like those
Yeah.
towns?
I heard Atlanta is often overrated, but I've never been there, so I feel like I've only been in the airport, but I want to go there.
You know what's amazing about you? You can change the subject at any story. It's amazing. We went from where's your least favorite place to, the airport has a canteen. And what the hell are you
Have you been to Atlanta? Is it nice?
Many times.
Is it great?
Oh, I love, there are parts.
That's what I'm saying. I've heard.
There are certain parts of Atlanta you don't want to be hanging
I didn't
out
know
in, I'll
if,
tell you that.
Atlanta's one of those ones I've heard that you'll be underwhelmed by sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's where the Q's headquarters were. What was the Terminex building or whatever the hell it was called?
I don't know. They would never send me to the
Well, you didn't want to be sent down there. You didn't. Okay, I'll close the show with that quick story after we're done. So you're going with what city?
I said I'm with Allie. I don't think I could pick.
Allie did pick Des Moines.
Fine, I'll pick Des Moines as well, just so
That's
shit
really
on
nice.
Des Moines.
Just piss on our neighbors. Way to go. And Ray, what do you got?
Brooklyn Center.
Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
Oh, you monster.
But Brooklyn Park's okay.
Yeah, right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the Brooklands, I'd say Brooklyn Center would probably be my least favorite. Remember, I've been doing a little Uber and Lyft driving, so I know.
That's true. Yeah,
I can tell you where I'd really rather not go.
Okay, we got Rudy with San Francisco. We got Ali with Des Moines. We got Brittany with Des Moines. We got Ray with Brooklyn Center, and I went with Houston. I do not like Houston.
Why don't you
What's
like
wrong with Houston?
It's like LA. It's all spread out.
It's all really spread out, and this goes over that, and then you go under the bridge, and then you go over the top of the other. It's like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. No planning.
Yeah, there's no planning there. I think that's exactly it.
That's why Chicago's great, because
they
it's
just
all
kind of
planned.
threw it together.
Yeah.
Yep, it's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't remember the story I was going to tell.
You were going to tell the story about Atlanta?
Oh, yes, very quickly. What the hell was the name of that building that Cumulus
Tech
was in?
something with
They're still there, I think. It's like the X building. They call it it's not exterminate, but it's the X building, they call it. But in any case, so I get a call from one of the Dickey brothers.
Yeah.
Tom, we need you to come down to Atlanta. Come on down. And so Scott Jameson and I hop on an airplane. We fly down to Atlanta, stay overnight. We have a meeting the next morning. And I get there, and John Dickey walks out, looks at me and goes, "Oh, I don't really have time for that meeting anymore." Really?
OMG.
Yeah, that's how big a prick that guy. Well, again, he's about the size of this pop bottle, so he's got a real problem with that.
What did you say to him when he said that?
I told him to go F himself. That's what I told him.
And so you guys didn't have a meeting? You flew out there for nothing?
I flew there for no reason whatsoever.
Tell him to F himself.
To get screwed by Little Dicky.
Boy, look at the time. I'd love to schmooze. We do have to get going, but thanks a lot for coming in, both of you.
Hey, thank you for having me.
though.
It was really a pleasant surprise. Rudy reached out to me and said, "Come on in." It was very nice of you guys.
I
Thank
like
you.
it. No doubt about
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Bye.